got this, I'm on it. Give me 5 years and I got what I wanted. I'ma go ahead and finish all that I started. I'ma go ahead and get it all uncharted. I can make this place go off like a rocket. I can give a fuck if you hate it or you love it. I don't do this shit cause I think that you're running. I just do this shit cause I know that I want it. I could give a fuck if I die today. If I'ma go out, it's my fucking way. At least I'll go out with some pride to my name. With the fight that I play, that's my fucking way, ho. Y'all can sit back and think you heard the best of me. I can guarantee that you haven't seen the rest of me. I can guarantee that this shit's gonna be my destiny. And I will never sleep till I make it, then I'll rest in peace.
Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
go ahead and finish all that I started. I'ma go ahead and get it all uncharted. I can make this place go off like a rocket. I can give a fuck if you hate it or you love it. I don't do this shit cause I think that you're running. I just do this shit cause I know that I want it. I could give a fuck if I die today. If I'ma go out, it's my fucking way. At least I'll go out with some pride to my name. With the fight that I play, that's my fucking way, home. Y'all can sit back and think you heard the best of me. I can guarantee that you haven't seen the rest of me. I can guarantee that this shit's gonna be my destiny. And I will never sleep till I make it, then I'll rest in peace.
Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Once again, it's your boy, Hustler and Muscular in the building, also known as HNM. Best believe I'm not here to deceive. All I want to do is see all my brothers and sisters achieve. Now, today's topic. Well, I'm going to talk about two important things today, but before I do, let's take a look at the chat. Oh, what's up, Cynical? Glad you could stop by. Shout out to my homegirl, Miss Cynical. She's unpredictable, and she's always at her pentacle. Yeah, that's it. But anyways, let's talk about something that's been plaguing the dating market for the last decade plus, since the internet craze really took off and became something totally in and of itself. I'm talking about today's topic is how social media has ruined dating. Specifically how social media and dating apps have ruined dating. Now, I've been hearing people talk a lot about how social media has wrecked the dating market because women can go on dating apps. They have so many men to choose from, so there's no need for them to settle for just the average looking dude anymore. And I'm starting to see more and more of that. Not only that, I'm seeing less and less women actually putting in effort to try to meet men. Seems to me like it's like gone are the days of men shooting their shots at women. Gone are the days of women actually putting in effort to try to meet somebody. Nowadays, they rather just be on their phones, their social media, talking to this guy, swiping left, swiping right, instead of actually interacting with men in real life. Now, here's the thing I've noticed, and this is something I've been told based on what statistics say. They say that women are looking for the top 20% of men. So that means is only the men who are like the Alpha Chads and Tyrones, those six-figure earners, they're going to have way more options with the dating market. Especially even on the dating apps, they're going to have their pick of the litter. Even with the dating market, they rather go on social media and have their pick of men, swiping left, swiping right off of different men, as opposed to actually going out there trying to talk to people. And the thing about it is, if you're an average to below average looking dude like myself, for example, you're not going to have too much luck on these new age dating apps. Because if you're not 6 feet tall with a muscular physique, and best believe I got 2 out of the 3. They say tall, dark, and handsome. Well, guess what? I'm only 2 out of the 3. But for some of y'all ladies, that's just not enough. You got to be the whole damn package for a female to even give you the time of day. So dating apps really do not work so well for average looking dudes such as myself. And it's a real crapshoot because, yeah, exactly, Miss Cynical. I'd rather meet people offline too, but it seems nowadays dating apps and social media as a whole has taken over to where that's the only way to meet somebody now. Gone are the days of men shooting their shot at women in open spaces, because we all know y'all ladies, I'm not saying you specifically, I'm saying y'all ladies created that society. You create a world where it's all women have to be believed. It's sexual harassment to even look in a woman's direction. I did a whole show talking about thirst trapping at the gym. If a dude look at you at the gym, that's harassment. I did another show talking about women being avoided in the workplace. Men don't want to talk to you in the workplace. So yeah, y'all created this society where it's believe all men are creeps, or at the very least the men y'all don't dub as the most attractive bunch out there. So yeah, the dating market is all sorts of screwed up now. The dating market is all sorts of screwed up now. So we can't do anything about it. We can't go out there and actually shoot our shot at the women we like. We're afraid of not only getting rejected, but there's a good chance that we're going to possibly falsely accuse of sexual harassment, maybe even stalking, because if he's not a 6 foot tall man, it's considered inappropriate behavior. Okay, Ms. Cynical said, why don't people in the top percentile are looking at dating apps? He said, I don't know why people in the top percentile even look on dating apps. That's a good question. So I guess what you're asking is, if you're that top tier man, why would you even be on a dating app? Well, I guess this proves my point. This is the new age way of dating now. Because you would think a man with options can go out there and just meet anybody, but like I said, Cynical, it's been set up to where men just can't do that anymore. So I guess those Chads and Tyrones in the world are like, well, you know what? I'm not going to take any chances trying to meet a woman in a conventional sense. What if I get falsely accused of something? Yes, I'm a handsome man, but I can't do that. Now, granted, when you're an alpha Chad, you got a lesser chance of being falsely accused of sexual harassment or stalking or being perceived as a creep, but still, they know that there's a good chance of that happening. And plus, the top percentile of men got it made on dating apps, you know? They got it made on the dating apps. Women are swiping right on them all the time. So they got their pick of the litter. That explains another reason. They got their pick of the litter. Guys like me are lucky if I can get one woman to say hi to me. And that's usually common with men. Y'all ladies will be getting DMs up the ass the second y'all hop on that dating app. But us men, no, we're not so lucky. If we're not in that top 20%, we either gonna get no messages, dry messages, or the occasional, or no one's gonna notice us. Or it starts out with you getting messages, but then it just dries up over time. That's what I've been doing. Cynical said it was such a stigma in the 90s and maybe the early mid 2000s. Okay, in the 90s, online dating was a stigma. Fast forward to the 2000s, I think that's when it finally popped off and became more of the norm. I can vouch for myself because think back to when we had stuff like Black People Meet, Black Planet, and the granddaddy of all social media sites, MySpace. Now, I don't know about y'all out there, but I've met several beautiful women off of Black Planet, and I met some off of MySpace. And this is the early days of social media. You remember back when MySpace was popular? Because MySpace is basically it's a hookup / dating site, networking site, and entertainment site all put into one. So MySpace was the best of three worlds. And I don't know about y'all, but take away all this other BS that they're giving us and give me MySpace, the OG version of MySpace. Because one thing I've noticed is this. Back in the day, when it was all about MySpace, Black Planet, and Black People Meet, women back then were actually putting in effort to actually meet somebody. Again, I can vouch for myself because I've bagged a few women off of Black Planet back in the day. I've done it before. Between 2005, maybe 2010, I've bagged a few women off. Well, I'm not going to say in 2008 through 2010 because I was in a relationship, so that was done. But between 2005 and 2006, I was bagging a few women off of these dating apps. You will go onto the site, send a woman a message. If she responds, y'all go back and forth sending each other messages. And keep in mind, this is before the days of smartphones, so you have to use your laptop or home computer. Yeah, the glory days, I know. Y'all exchange phone numbers and arrange for a meetup. That's how it used to be. Men and women were putting in effort to actually meet somebody off of these sites. Now, what's changed as of lately? I'm noticing that way too many nowadays. I'm gonna say for the last decade or so, and maybe, well, let me speak for myself first of all, because I haven't met nobody off of a dating app since 2016. So it's been damn near 7 years since I last met a woman off of a dating app. What do you think about that? I ain't met nobody off a dating app since 2016. That was like what, 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. That's a mighty long time. But before then, I used to meet women off MySpace, and then we had something called Tagged, which I barely use anymore. I've met quite a few off of there as well. Between 2011 and I don't know 2016, I was meeting women off of there. Also, back in the day, you could be an average looking dude and still have your pick of the ladies. You could be 5'6", 7, 8 down or whatever, and still have your pick of the ladies. Back then, women weren't going for that alpha Chad or whatever, and the few that were, if they bag them, they bag them. They don't, they don't. They had a more realistic take on what they wanted in a man. Because back then it was all about personality, attitude, and maturity. It wasn't so much about, well, how many, it wasn't so much about, how tall he is, or how much money he make. No. We met up and whatever happened, it just happened. That's what people were doing back in those days. And it's changed so much that it's mind-boggling. You fast forward to more modern times, now it's like women only care about clout, attention, likes, comments, and subscriptions. That's all that they really care about now. They will literally go on dating apps and social media platforms just to gain some attention, especially male attention. Think about this. How many times have you gone on a hookup app in this day and age, and the first thing you see on the profile is, I'm not looking for a hookup? That's like saying you're going to a barbershop but not looking for a haircut. You're defeating the purpose of going to this space. That's like y'all ladies saying you're going to a beauty salon but you're not looking to get your hair done. You're defeating the purpose of being in said space. So what's the point? Why bother? But that's what they're doing now. It's all about clout. It's all about attention. It's all about rejecting the men that they do not find attractive. So yeah, social media is not, dating is not what it was back when it was all about dating sites. Now we're doing dating apps. They have these standards that are beyond what most men are able to achieve. He's either intelligent but average in the looks department. He's either incredibly attractive but under 6 feet tall, or he's got a high paying job, a 6-figure job, but he doesn't have the looks or the height. So he's got to make up for, he's always compensating for something, but women don't want that. Some of y'all, I'm not saying all of y'all, but some of y'all just don't want that anymore. Y'all go on these sites primarily for clout chasing and just because y'all bored. And another thing I've noticed is this: a lot of people that use these dating apps or whatever, I'm not going to say all of y'all, but most of y'all be 35, 36-year-old single mothers that are just looking for a man to come in there and play stepdaddy to y'all kids. Seriously. I'm tired of seeing profiles that say, I'm a single mother with 4 kids. Things that work out with the father. Oh, God almighty. Even if a man finds you interesting to look at physically, that's all he's going to focus on. Now, if you're a young person with no children, you may have some value compared to these single mothers out here. Because I'm telling you, it's just crazy. So yeah, women today just want attention when it comes to social media. It's inflated their egos to the point where they have unrealistic expectations for what they want out of a man in real life. And not only that, it's become a distraction. They'd rather be on social media than actually talking to a man. I literally saw a video of a woman saying that if a man doesn't want her on social media or whatever, he's not the one for her. Why can't you fucking compromise? I say if you're going to be on social media and you're dealing with a man, you better give that man the same kind of respect. You want to be on TAD or MySpace doesn't exist anymore. You want to be on Instagram and Twitter while you're hanging out with me? Give me the same fucking respect. Let me go on these websites and start looking for other women. And don't you dare get pissed off if other women are checking for me. Because that's what women need to hear. They need to understand that men are not tolerating their bullshit anymore. You want social media more so than a real man, then you go on ahead and do that. We're just going to go our own way, which I'm going to talk about later on in the stream. But right now, social media has totally ruined the dating market. It's like social media has become the substitute for what we did back in the day, where we had to get off our lazy asses and actually go out and actually meet people. Those days are so long gone now. There was a time where I would go out and at least one beautiful black woman would speak to me. Nowadays, I'm lucky if I can get one woman to even look in my direction. And before y'all think that maybe there's something wrong with me, ain't a damn thing wrong with me and what I do. I don't be on thirst mode when it comes to these chicks. I keep to my goddamn self for the most part. And it doesn't really bother me that they don't pay much attention to me. So I honestly don't give a damn. Honestly, no, I don't. But that's the thing. Social media has made it to where dating has become impossible if you're an average looking dude. And before some knucklehead just say, oh, you just mad because you're not the top tier game. Why the fuck would I want to be a top tier man for a bunch of broads with unrealistic standards? Think about that, fellas. Why would you want to rise to the top and be this top tier alpha Chad that women want to get with on dating apps when these broads got some fucked up ass attitudes? Why would you want to do that? Ain't nothing wrong with you being a top tier Chad, but do it for yourself, not for these women. Get your money up. Don't get sad, become a Chad, but do that for yourself and still vet these women. If they start coming around you now that you got something going for yourself, you know something ain't right with that situation. It's a real crapshoot out here when it comes to the dating market. I feel like social media has really, really effed everything up. I'm telling you, it really has. And to further showcase my point, I'm going to once again show y'all some videos to further validate what I'm talking about here. Social media has really been ruined, thanks in part to social media. And don't get me started with OnlyFans. Now women would rather go on there and have dudes pay them just to see them on camera half naked, flexing their twerking their asses, showing their chests, flaunting their beautifully attractive legs and feet on camera, just so men can get a nut off. Seriously, why not just go to a regular peace site or corn site for that kind of stuff? I never subscribed to OnlyFans. I never will. I think that's what really messed it up. You rather be on only, and if a man doesn't like you doing that, something wrong with him. He's insecure. No, you're the one insecure, feel like you got to be half naked for the whole fucking world to see so you can feel good about yourself. You're the one that's insecure, not these men. So get your goddamn facts straight, sweetheart. No, ain't no man looking for a relationship gonna deal with that. Now, if he's looking to fucking flee, he don't give a shit. Because me personally, as a man who just doesn't give a shit about relationships or the thought of getting married, it's just never, it's not going to cross my mind. I don't care if I get married. I don't care if I start a family, and I don't give a damn if I stay single forever. I'm not going to care if you got an OnlyFans. I'm not going to care if you want to be for the streets. Because as long as I get my piece of as long as I get access to you sexually, I'm all good. That's just how I roll. And this is the kind of mindset men are going to start undertaking in the world where social media has messed up the dating market. Now, as usual, I'm going to show y'all some videos to further illustrate my point. Just give me a second. Until then, enjoy this clip. Cynical, what do you mean I'm jaded? You thought, what do you mean by define jaded for me, please, while I get this set up? Oh, I'm still here, Cynical. It's coming up. Hold on, just give me a second. And what do you mean by I'm jaded? I don't get it. Define jaded for me, please, before I continue. Okay, here we go. Here we go. My bad. The sound was off, but here we go. Again, in case you didn't hear me, shout out to the manhood. This is how social media has ruined the modern woman and how it affects you. And you said you're like, I've seen it all. I haven't seen it all, Cynical, honestly, but I've seen enough bullshit in my life to know what these people be talking about when they talk about the stuff that they talk about. I've seen enough of it. That's the best way to put it. I've seen enough of the nonsense. But anyways, here we go. But hold on a second. He was jaded with the party scene, tired of it, seen it all, lost interest. Wow. Like I done seen it all, huh? Okay. But anyways, people, fair use, fair use.
Social media is wrapping around people's brains at an increasing rate. There's new apps being developed, new features, new whatever to get the dopamine receptors in your brain lit up and turn you into a slave, literally, so you cannot click off the app. They're becoming better at grabbing your attention. And what do you think the outcome of that is going to be on the general populace? Men are being taught to become weaker, demasculinize them, more effeminate, show your emotions. It's okay to be weak, fat, and frail. Meanwhile, women are told to be more masculine, more independent. Men ain't shit. They're not needed. Don't bother starting families. Focus on your career. Where do you think this leads 20, 30 years from now when the next generation is fully engrossed in these ideologies?
The next generation is headed for a fucking disaster, if you ask me. I mean, seriously, telling men to be soft, weak, and effeminate, and encouraging men to be strong, dominant, independent. What the fuck? I thought strong, independent, dominant was the man's role. The woman's role was to be the soft-spoken, feminine one. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? So what's going on here nowadays? Why is this happening now? They can thank in part to social media. Thanks in part to social media. Let's see what this man has to say. Fair use.
What's interesting is that you get lonelier the more that you use social media, really, because of like this social comparison that when you use social media, you kind of see other people too much. You see and remember way too many people that shouldn't be in your mind, who are, no offense to them, they are irrelevant. They're not important. What matters is you in your real life and the people around you. But when we're on social media, we see hundreds, thousands of more people.
She said, I used the wrong word for us. I'm cynical. And you're just like, fuck it. People went through it. Is that why they call you the cynical one? Is that why they call you the cynical one? Are you? Is that why they call you the cynical one for real? Cynical, you're unpredictable, but you're constantly at your pentacle. Oh, shout out to my boy, Killer Swag. Get that bag. He don't care about those price tags. And he says, no, I just saw the other way and stay masculine. And while I'm doing that, I have a lot of women who will love me for it. That's the way it needs to be. Stay in your masculinity. And women will love you for it. All of y'all ladies don't act like this, but hey, it's so less of y'all and so more of them that y'all getting overshadowed. And I think it's sad and pathetic if you ask me, but it is what it is. Okay, let's continue. Fair use.
And that really fucks our brain because our brain kind of understands like, oh yeah, like we're not really friends with them. We haven't seen them in a while. They don't talk to me. They didn't invite me. You know, they're all like, this is a group of people. They didn't invite me. You see this glimpse into perhaps a fake life that people are represented, and your brain can't help but to feel like shit and so lonely because of it.
Guys have terrible attention spans. You cannot go a second without.
Okay, excuse me, y'all. Damn, these ads. Hold on a second. All right, salute to you, Killer Swag. Drop a little something for your boy if you want to. That's a link to my Cash App. Feel free to drop a little something if you want to. I'll even take $3 at this rate. I got to pay my bills, but I got enough to pay my bills. But I'm just saying. And there's a link in case y'all want to come up and speak y'all piece on this. We're talking about how social media has ruined the dating market, and y'all gonna speak y'all piece on it. But right now, fair use, fair use.
Without our minds escaping to the confines of mental pictures, such as intimate fantasies, amusing sports plays, or delicately designed dinner selections. Women, however, have strange attention spans. Modern social media is to blame for the eradication of the modern good girl. It is almost impossible for a girl to think of one thing and one thing alone for a single moment of time, as their brains are continuously assaulting their thoughts with an endless amount of reminders, priorities, emotional interpretations, schedule changes, the list goes on. Worsening the female attention span even further is the everyday use of modern technological tools, such as the mobile phone or computer.
Right.
While hundreds of women may view these toys as necessary filters for their expressive nature, it turns out that what phones and computers really do for women is make it more obvious to onlookers of just how mentally all over the place they really are.
Yeah. They can't go one day without looking at their goddamn phone. Like, granted, I look at my phone a lot too, but I got other shit to think about. And plus, the stuff I look at on social media may be helpful to me. It may be something therapeutic or something. I'll be on YouTube watching workout videos, karate videos, stuff of that nature. So I can't say it's social media as a whole that's bad. It's just how people use it. Give someone an inch, they take a mile. And this is what they're doing. I think women are just worse at it because they're acting on what makes them feel good instead of what makes them look good. But anyways, fair use.
Anyone who has seen the inside of a woman's thought process is either being paid to do so or has a ring on his finger. That problem is so up and down. It's scary. There are some.
Damn, I feel bad for Will Smith and what Jada's did to him. By the way, Killer Swag, are you and Melody still going to talk about what Will Smith did, what Jada Pinkett Smith did to Will Smith on your next panel? If so, answer me so I can come up and speak my piece when that show happens. Because y'all mentioned it, but I want to make sure is that still going on. But anyways, fair use, fair use.
Many degrees of happiness and sadness that women experience throughout the day that an overshare of these emotions would easily intimidate even the most patient or tolerant males. It's not unattractive for a female to actively use social media tools such as Facebook and Twitter for uploading pictures or posting funny statuses. But when a girl uses a website to consistently update the world,
wow, look at her. Imagine seeing this on a dating app. Ain't that about some shit? I'm not judging, but Jesus Christ, I'm just saying. Okay, let's continue.
On how everything around her is making her feel, this isn't exactly the best tactic for appearing stable to the male population. Women also tend to have much more extreme feelings than men, so it's safe to say that when even the most classic sites like LiveJournal were invented, the creators did not consider what females were okay with putting on the internet for everyone to see. Twitter and Instagram allow women to make a scene, something they love doing, out of anything they find amusing throughout the day. This might as well be compared to a bird trying to find a good spot to do its business, while chasing a shiny object, while seeing if any of the birds nearby would make good mates. In other words, if a girl takes full advantage of any of the aforementioned media tools, anyone who sees the result will be so overcome with fear that they will never want to encounter this woman again.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with you using social media. When you start putting all your goddamn business out there for the whole world to see, people are just going to think that your whole life is social media. I make Facebook posts every now and then, a few YouTube posts, but come on, I'm not on this. I'm not posting shit every goddamn day. I haven't made a Facebook post in almost 6 months. No new pictures of myself, just the old ones you still see up there. So no, I'm not much of a social media head. Yes, where I say, yeah, we're still gonna talk about the Will Smith Jada Pinkett Smith shit on Saturday. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Swag, if you're still back there, Saturday I don't get off work till like 11 o'clock at night. So even if I do, I'm either gonna come up late, or if I do come up there early, like around the time the show starts, I'm gonna be on some whack-a-mole shit like I was last time. Hopping on, hopping off, hopping on, hopping off. Yeah, just to let you know. That's just a warning right now before Saturday. That I might be on some whack-a-mole bullshit for your Saturday night grown and sexy conversation, or kill them sweetly, whatever you're doing that day. Just to let you know. Yeah. Anyways, fair use.
Personally, nothing turns me off more than a girl with her face glued to the screen of the phone. When I see a girl walking around not looking straight ahead, but instead studying the anatomy of a text, I walk the other way. You get it. You like to feel informed and attentive to what's going on, even when you are sitting at a restaurant table or crossing the street. Would anybody want to take a walk with a girl who is constantly feeling the need to check her phone?
I wouldn't.
Think of how unattractive that repeated movie character of a neglectful parent who spends more time answering his cell phone than he does with his 5-year-old son.
Yeah, what an asshole.
It's a phone, not a pet, that requires constant nurturing. We can't blame girls for feeling the need to check Facebook and Twitter all the time. These impulses are nature for the female.
And something else I've noticed is that a lot of females will act a fool on social media, not just for clout, but they will do it even at the expense of their own children. Ain't that about something? Ain't that about some stuff? They will act a fool on social media, even at the expense of their own kids. And yep, Will Smith said it best, cynical. Parents just don't understand. What a coincidence. Swag gonna talk about the Will Smith Jada Pinkett Smith on his own Saturday night show. And yeah, parents just don't understand. But yeah, you got some parents out there that rather be on social media and tend to their own kids. It's a real crapshoot, but that's what they're doing now, and it stinks. Anyways, fair use.
Female mental process. Women are constantly trying to judge and read people in an attempt to rationalize the often fallacious impressions they have of others in their heads. They are always pondering what their friends love, interests, or colleagues.
Ugh, damn these ads. But Killer Swag, yeah, Killer Swag said it's killing them sweetly this Saturday, and it starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, mine and Melanie's time, which will be 8 p.m. Central. Okay, well, for me, it's going to be 8 p.m. at night, so that clears that up. Like I said, if I do come up there, I'll be on some whack-a-mole type shit, because I'll be at work. I don't get to work till like 11 o'clock, so now I know what y'all be feeling. Y'all be doing y'all shows while I'm at work. I'm doing my shows while y'all at work. That's not intentional, just a coincidence. So I don't think I'm trying to get one over on you, you know? Ms. Cynical said that's what I was talking about, her dancing with Pac in that song. When did Jada Pinkett ever do that, Cynical? I don't remember that happening, but okay. That song came out in '88. When was she dancing with him in that? But anyways, back to the video. All right, fair use, fair use.
Are thinking, feeling, along with who they are associating with in their spare time. Smartphones allow us to check social media sites whenever we please, most of which allow us to post our thoughts and feelings. So suppose a girl is given the opportunity to take one giant step closer to their goal of being able to read their friends' minds with the push of a button. In that case, it doesn't take a genius to understand that checking statuses, tweets, and any social media updates from anyone they care about will soon consume a startling amount of the average girl's day. Giving a woman a smartphone is like giving a man a flashlight that can be folded up to fit into a pocket. We would always be using it. But girls like to see me constantly going to the bathroom every second to use this newfound tool.
Right.
No. When a guy is in the presence of a girl he likes, there are few things more devastating to his confidence than seeing a girl look down at her phone on a way too regular basis. We already have worries that you are more mentally messed up than we previously thought. So
yeah, they'd rather be on their damn phones than actually talking to an actual person. That's how far we've gone, and that's just how messed up it is. So imagine you're on a date with a woman and she'd rather be on her phone than talking to you. Now, granted, I'll be on my phone sometimes when I'm talking to people, but that's just to create some sort of background noise. Sometimes I'll be watching, sometimes if I'm hanging out with a girl or whatever, I'll go to Snapchat and put on Fail Army and watch people hurt themselves doing goofy shit. That's the most I might do, but I'll sit the phone up so we can both watch it. To me, that's using social media done right. Let's say you go to a restaurant with your lady friend or whatever, whoever you're with, and y'all want to watch a bunch of YouTube videos until your food arrives, until your drinks arrive. That's social media use. That's at least using it correctly, because it's gonna keep both of y'all entertained. But just to be on your separate phone and he on his phone, you on your phone, I'm on my phone, that's gonna create a bit of a disconnect. So I say there needs to be a balance between people using their phones and people actually talking to each other. I try to create that balance all the time. I try to do it. We can be on our phones, listen to music while we talk to each other, have some videos playing. To me, that's using it properly. But a substitution for meeting actual people is not the direction we need to be going with social media. That's what's fucking up the whole dating market as we speak. Okay, Cynical One said there was an IG clip Jada dancing with Tupac to that song in the 80s. I don't remember that. Well, maybe I was too young to remember, but I don't remember that ever happening. And she put it on her IG account. Damn, something she did over 30 years ago. Ain't that some shit? Something she did damn near 30 years ago. Back when Tupac, I didn't know who the hell Tupac was 34 years ago. I didn't know who Tupac was until early 1992 when he came out with Juice. That's my first time seeing him, so I don't remember that ever happening, but it is what it is. Killer Swag said, I remember the days when everyone wanted to have Jada, when Will and Jada as a couple. Now they're a hot mess. Yeah, back in the 90s when they were together, I think Jada was a different person, more or less back then. Some people argue that Jada Pinkett was a different person back then. I mean, yeah, she had some masculinity to him, but she balanced it out with some femininity. At least back in the early 90s and 2000s, women could be tomboyish like, but still maintain a feminine image. Trust me, I went to middle school with some ladies like that, so I know you could be a bit of a tomboy while at the same time maintaining a soft-spoken feminine image. But Jada Smith is not the person she was 25, 30 years ago. Maybe she's always been like this or whatever, who knows? But Will Smith, they were the ideal couple back in the 90s, but now they're just a hot fucking mess. And Will Smith are just constantly being on the receiving end of the nonsense. Cynical One said, I believe he wanted that, but I've learned not to look at celebrity couples as goals. I could have told you that. Now, you know damn well we can't model our lives after these celebrities. They got money, wealth, status, power, the whole nine. We're just regular common folks. It's one thing to idolize these people and want to aspire to be like them one day, but we have to live in reality and accept the fact that we're not these people. Especially during the past 5 years. Oh yeah, don't get me started with that nonsense, okay? Swag said, well, if I ever dated a chick, if I was ever on a date with a chick and she stayed on her phone, the next time she looks up, I'll be gone. Damn. Better yet, Swag. You know, when you watch the OG Batman TV shows or animated shows or whatever, you know how Batman does that little trick where he'll be talking to somebody 1 minute, the person turn their back and Batman disappears. I'm talking to you right now, I turn you back for 2 seconds, disappear. You're gonna pull a Batman on him, right? She on her phone looking at Instagram, look back up, you're not sitting in your seat anymore. Baboose. I'll post a clip on Discord, H&M. Okay, then. Okay. Oh, you mean the clip of with Jada dancing with Tupac? Well, you do that then. Cynical said, I was born in the 80s, and our take on this stuff is different. I was born in the 80s too, 1984 specifically. So yeah, I'm right up there with you. We were grown when social media was popular. You damn right it was. I don't know about you, but I was at least starting college, my early college days in my early 20s when social media came out. Think back to when we had MySpace and Black Planet. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, back then, men and women put in effort to meet somebody. Back then, people were actually going out their way to meet somebody off of these websites. Nobody was out here clout chasing or thirst trapping, well, at least not that many people. But back then, we put in work to meet somebody off of these sites. So I was around during the early days of social media. He said there was a brief moment when I was in my 20s, and my brief I had meant like a week. A week? A brief moment when I was in your 20s, and by brief mean like a week. Damn, boy, a week. He said, yep, be gone like Batman when he disappear on people like that. I got a lot to say about this topic. Cynical said there was a dude who was so obsessed with social media that he looks at it while on the highway. Are you fucking serious? You're supposed to keep your eyes on the goddamn road. And that's why I keep a mount. That's why I keep a mount in my car so I can use my phone while I'm driving. But I'm not going to be looking at social media while I'm driving unless I'm listening to music. But that's about it. Hands got to be on the damn steering wheel. He said, damn, Cynical beat me to it. Beat you to what exactly? Oh, you posted that already. Okay. All three of us are around the same age. And briefly, I admired Will and Jada's relationship. Oh, okay. You briefly admired their relationship for a week. Okay. All three of us in the same age? Could be. I'm 39, just so you know. I think Swag is a year younger than myself, but okay. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. Looking at IG while driving, these people are noted. Yep, you're damn right they are. It's one thing doing that shit while you're walking down the street, but you still gotta look up. But while driving, that's even dangerous. Have a fucking accident, kill someone, kill yourself. It's a done deal. But anyways, fair use, fair use. I don't ramble. We done rambled on enough, but fair use.
Retweet. Update of the status or simple check. The phone certifies our belief that the girl has way too much on her mind to, I don't know, actually listen to what we're saying. Girls wonder why so many men are into the more laid-back ones who don't try to draw that much attention to themselves or seem careless about the little bumps in the road throughout the day.
Because they're easy to get along with. Oh, you'll be 38 next week. Okay, cool. Oh, you meant to say they're nuts. Okay, okay. I'm the baby out of the three of us. Swear, you only got a year under me. So I guess that makes Cynical the oldest in the group. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, we want the laid back females that don't be on social media because at least we know we'll have her full undivided attention. And like I said, even if we do use social media, we'll use it in a way that's not gonna be a detriment to our relationship. Again, you're at a restaurant with a woman and y'all order some food. Y'all want to watch a YouTube video or something on Hulu until the food gets there. Okay, I say by all means, go for it. Okay, so Cynical is the oldest. Cynical got about 2 years on me. Okay, good for her. I never seen what Cynical looked like aside from that little animated avatar, but I'm sure she's a beautiful 41-year-old. Cynical, I'm going to speculate you aged gracefully for 41. Okay. Until you prove me otherwise, I'm going with that. I'm going with that speculation. Okay. Okay. Anyways, yeah, we want the females that's not going to be on social media a lot because we know we got their full undivided attention. And we're going to use it the right way. Listen to music, watch movies until our food gets here, whatever the case is. So of course we want those kind of women. But anyways, fair use.
This is because not placing importance on things that can wait to be addressed.
Yeah.
When a girl is alone, along with not showing concern for things that shouldn't directly impact a girl's mood, is extremely attractive. We like girls who can just chill, because that's all we really want to do to get to know you and really enjoy your company. Don't go around showcasing insecurity for the current situation or vulnerability towards the world at large. I know this isn't the intention of the majority of female busybodies out there, but the fact is, giving more attention to a phone or computer rather than reality is downright disrespectful.
You're damn right it is.
Girls who spend too much time checking or venting to a screen seem unsatisfied and high maintenance, two qualities that will only attract men of equal mental instability.
In other words, a man that enjoys social media as much as you do. I guess you could say I'm kind of in between there, because I'll be on my phone too from time to time while I'm in the presence of a lady. But that's only if she has that same mindset. I wouldn't do that to just any old body, only the ones that are in that mindset. But anyways, fair use.
Love women, but not when they're on their iPhones and Facebook. Put down the phone, get off the computer, and look around, where real people are waiting to listen and talk. I know we like things we can't understand. There's no way we are less interesting or engaging than a screen. Everyone who knows you are in fact alive. You don't have to use the internet to prove it every living second. Researchers have known for years that social media has a negative impact on how young women feel about themselves. They talk about how they feel about social media and the pressure they feel to look a certain way based on comparing themselves to what other people post. I was hearing from clients with eating disorders that they would see pro-anorexia content in their feeds and felt compelled to follow those types of accounts, even when they knew that it was very bad for their health. One study conducted a brain fMRI study of adolescents to examine their brain activity associated with Instagram likes. fMRI is a type of imaging that can pinpoint the changes in blood flow in different parts of the brain and can indicate the location of brain activity. The participants exhibited greater brain activity when they were shown photos with more likes. When their own photos received likes, the brain's reward center was activated. The researchers concluded that a like is a social cue specific to adolescents' cultural sphere, and adolescents use this cue to learn how to navigate their social world. What do you think is the future of social media and women? Tell us what you think down in the comments section below.
Well, that's the end of it. Anybody back there that want to chime in, feel free to come up. Today's topic, well, first part, social media and dating apps have ruined the dating market, even as we speak. Yeah, let's talk about it. Anybody want to chime in? And by the way, my Cash App is also up there too if you want to donate. And I have used my Cash App in a long time, so I'm still trying to get used to it. But the link is right here if you want to come up and speak your piece. Anybody back there want to speak their piece on this? Feel free to do so. Right now, just give me a minute. And welcome back to the show. Anyways. For those of y'all that don't know, I just got a Cash App right here. Feel free to hit that Cash App anytime you want. Send a couple of dollars to your boy. It doesn't have to be a lot, but something's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This one is said, okay, shout out to the desirable truth. Now let's see what he has to say. This guy, why social media has ruined the modern woman's mentality. Okay, here we go. Anyways, fair use, fair use.
It's goofy. They fuck with niggas who they feel better and feel like they got like they some gold digging shit on some. You feel me? You know what gold digging is?
Explain to the people what that is.
Look, gold digging is a bitch that only want a female that only want you for your money and she don't want real love. So them the hoes I just slut out. You feel me? They get no pay from. Get no pay from me.
Well, you got it like that. You can get that without having to give anything in return. I say whatever, more power to you. But good luck trying to get a gold digger to give up the goodies without expecting something in return. But if you can do it, whatever, it is what it is. But he ain't lying about that.
You feel me? They should get slutty and I bail. You feel me? I'm out of the
pumped and dumped.
Facts.
Okay, what's the question again?
Why do you think dating is hard?
Because of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Social media got these chicks thinking that they got options that they don't have. Can I say something? Hold on.
They got options that they don't have. You know what that means, right? What he's basically saying is women got options as far as men on social media sliding in their DMs, send them all these messages and whatnot, and probably want to sleep with them. But when they come down to it, they don't have options as far as men they actually know in real life, ever actually met, ever actually did a little something with. They got options just for the simple fact that men find them attractive, want to sleep with them, and are in their DMs. As far as men that they've actually met in real life, no, they don't have options like that. I mean, these are men you never met before, don't even know that well. For all you know, your ass could be fucking catfish, but you don't even realize it. For all you know, that buff dude with the muscles could be some 60-something-year-old bald-headed man looking like a decrepit George Jefferson type dude. You don't know that, but you're excited over some virtual fantasy instead of some actual reality. You rather lose your damn mind because you got options over the internet. Plenty of men to choose from. When there's so many men in real life, you could get the time of day too, but you're too stuck on yourself to even notice them. Ain't that about some shit? But anyway, let's continue.
So social media got these chicks thinking that they got something they don't have. So they only fuck with niggas who got bread, and then turn around and be mad when them type of dudes who got a bunch of money want every bitch. These same bitches to turn around.
In other words, they got options. Yeah.
And pay Chris Brown $1,000 to take pictures with him. You feel me? See, hold on. They charge broke niggas to chill with them, but the more money you got, the less you got to spend. See, women only want to deal with dudes who don't have no opinion. That's why you see a lot of these bad chicks with these goofy ass, soft ass niggas who ain't gonna challenge them on nothing, who ain't gonna ask them no questions. Any man that got,
in other words, a beta male simp. Don't be asking her no questions, none of that kind of shit. Just do whatever she says. No, I look at it like this. If I'm gonna deal with a chick that's got that kind of fucking attitude, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You do what the fuck you want to do, but give me the same respect. Don't be asking me no goddamn question. Otherwise, I'm just not going to kick it with your monkey ass anymore. I'm going to go my way, you go your fucking way. Deal with the next nigga. I don't give a shit about your options. You ain't got options as far as men that want to take your ass seriously, so why the fuck should I care about you got other men? Shit. You think I give a damn? No, I don't. So I would tell any chick that doesn't like me that's on that secretive bullshit. Like, I don't like you asking me these questions. Okay, then don't ask me shit about my fucking life, who the fuck I'm dealing with. Shut the fuck up and let's go fuck. Plain and simple. What's that? What the hell you gonna do with a chick that doesn't want to be open with you about anything? Or she's just making those rules for you specifically. But let's continue.
Got his own shit taken care of, don't need their money, don't need their pussy. They don't want to deal with a nigga like that. They
Exactly. A man who knows his worth and has value.
want a nigga that they can talk to crazy and disrespect them because they don't want no structure.
Exactly. They want chaos and anarchy.
They scared of real men, you feel me? Because a real man ain't gonna let them talk crazy and do all that goofy dumb shit.
So
Exactly. They're so used to men letting them have whatever the fuck they want, but then when they get around a real nigga, they don't know how to act. Ain't that about some shit? Yeah.
modern day men are more feminine now than more than ever.
Definitely.
Uh-huh. You ain't
All I'm
lying.
gonna say this. Same.
They're more feminine. They've emasculated our men. You can't say masculinity is toxic, but then femininity is a sign of weakness, but at the same time put those masculine traits in our women and those feminine traits in our men. That doesn't make any sense to do, but that's what they're shooting for. They want us men to be soy boys and want the women to be tough as bricks. Don't fucking work that way. No, I'm just tired of it now.
Bitch, the same bitch who went to school need gas money. Yeah, let her talk. Let her talk.
So what you saying?
I said women.
Okay, let's hear what she has to say. And if she says some bullshit, everybody, please forgive me if I have to curse up a storm because I don't respond well to bullshit. If I gotta curse up a storm to where I get this stream taken down, you already know why. Okay, let's continue.
Don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that. Now, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with the dudes, let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
Or he's evil. Russell Wilson and Sierra proved that point. Yeah, something wrong with him. That's what they want.
So I got one question.
Watch it happen. But look, when you say this though, real shit. Let me keep it G with you, like real please. I gotta feel
Pause 1 second. What's your response to that?
I got one question for you.
No, what's your response? What we said?
Do you fuck with real women?
Do they fuck with real women? Okay, can you point out some real women? Do they fuck with real women? I don't know. That's a good question, but can you point out some real women? Because with all the stuff these men are saying, it's all factual. So I think it's pretty safe to say they can separate a real woman from a not so real woman. They can separate a traditional woman from a modern woman. So I can't even say whether or not they don't fuck with real women. If they can spot the bullshit, I think that's their blueprint for spotting the not so bullshit. That's the way I look at it. But let's continue.
Cause you gotta agree. You gotta agree.
Guys.
That's a good question.
Pause.
That's a good question.
Guys, hold on. Pause.
That's a great question. Can I answer?
Guys, if we want to do this, we need to have some order, right?
He's right.
So you need to be quiet. You need to stand over there and stop getting in front of the camera, right? You gotta stand over here too. And we need to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
That's what I call structure and order. Take notes.
Because the shit's not gonna make any sense
That's a fact.
if everybody's fucking talking at the same time.
Now let her answer a question. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, let the lady speak. I gotta hear this.
Hold on, bro. She had a question. Repeat your question.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
Okay.
is because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this nasty ass shit.
It's the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all.
No, that's a good point. It's like so many of y'all traditional women blend in well with these modern day 304s and Magic City girls, and we can't tell the difference who's who anymore. Now, this chick right here, she might seem legit. She might not have a modern day mindset because, like she said, she's a real woman. She's going to agree with everything this brother just said. She's going to agree with everything this man just said as far as how modern women are. If she's a real woman. But the thing is, we can't separate the real from the fake anymore. With all the damn BBLs and liposurgery that these bras be getting, transforming and stuff, we can't tell the real from the fake anymore. Bottom line, let's continue.
No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got 2 parents. They interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your ass or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real
you better run away no matter what.
Woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference. Y'all gotta stand far away from the hoe.
In other words, if you're a traditional minded woman, you better separate yourself from the modern woman, aka the 304s. That's what y'all need to do instead of trying to blend in with them. Now, granted, I know some females person who would never sign on for no bullshit like that, but hey, that's what y'all gotta do if you wanna differentiate yourself from the bullshit. You got to separate yourself from that. But let's continue.
Because y'all dress like them, y'all wear the same shit they wear, right. Y'all listen to the same music they listen to, y'all stand for the same shit they stand for. In most cases, not you, baby, but in most cases, the real women got too much in common with the hoes. Let me give you an example. We from the hood and all that, but a street nigga that's really out in the plug, that's really out there doing that dumb shit, he ain't got shit in common with me. So we look mad different. The women, y'all look too much, talk too much, and act too much.
Yeah, that's true. A dude on his purpose is not gonna have a damn thing in common with some hustler on the streets. A businessman ain't got shit in common with a fucking entrepreneur, with a fucking street hustler. A dude that did time in jail and worked a day in his life ain't got shit in common with the dude that's on the straight and narrow working a 9-to-5 job. That's just real shit right there. But when it comes to these ladies, no matter what walk of life they come from, they all look the same and think the same. Just about. That's what he's trying to say. For women, no matter where they come from, their mindsets are more, their nature is more or less the same. But let's continue.
Much like the bitches who ain't shit, so we don't know the difference.
But you gotta surround yourself. You say you from the hood, right? So you from the hood. So you gonna be surrounded by hood bitches.
No.
No, but you are.
I've been to the hood, so I know it's hood bitches out there. I don't deal with them on that level. Nope, but I get it.
I don't live there. I live up here now.
You live in Charlotte?
Of course, uptown, baby.
Uptown, right here?
Down the street.
So you seem very intelligent.
Yep.
You seem very, very intelligent. So my thing is, you know what you want in a woman?
I don't know what the woman about until I get to know her. So
that's the thing. You gotta talk to her. You gotta be like, hey, you look very nice.
They talk the same shit that the goofy bitches talk.
You wanna know how?
All right, guys. Final question.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, that was the end of the interview, but that man was talking some real shit. He basically said that unlike men who can be separated based on their walks of life or whatever, you know, the guy that grew up in the hood, the guy that grew up in the suburbs, the guy that was on the streets and the guy that's running a business, they ain't got shit in common. Women, on the other hand, they got a lot in common with these 304s, even though they're not about that life. So where do I put the accountability on women? Simple. As a woman, separate yourself from that kind of shit. Separate yourself from those ratchet ass 304s. That way we'll have no reason to actually put y'all all in the same category. That's what y'all gonna have to do now. Separate yourself from that nonsense. That way we have to put all of y'all in the same damn category. Because that is a very good point. Nowadays, we really can't separate them like that anymore because they all more or less acting the same. Believe me. And you might not be one of these old ratchet 304s that's influenced by social media or wearing provocative clothing. But the fact that you live amongst these kind of women gives me common cause to believe you're just like them. Kind of like if you saw me hanging around a bunch of thugs and hoodlums, you would think I'm one of them. Yeah. I had a conversation with a woman a few months ago, and she was telling me how she does not like hanging around women who wear provocative clothing. Why? Because she doesn't dress like that. She likes to wear, she likes to wear blue jean skirts even to this day. That stuff has been 20 years out of style, but she still wears that stuff. Blue jean skirts on a hot summer day with some sandals and maybe a blouse. That's how she carries herself. So she's definitely gonna stand out from a chick with a booty popped out, ass everywhere, cleavage showing, dressing like a 304. And that's what women need to do. So if you're a real woman on some real shit, separate yourself from the rest of them. Not only dress the part, but don't hang out with them. Again, my homegirl talking about she would never associate with women who be on social media taking, thirst trapping and all that kind of stuff. Nor would she hang out in public with them like that, because they're gonna make her look bad. They're gonna think she's a 304. They're gonna think she's about the same thing that they're about. So she keeps her distance from them. They may, she prefers not to deal with them kind of people. That's what you gotta do, is separate yourself from them. Don't put all the burden on men to just pick y'all out of a group. Don't put the whole burden on men to just separate y'all out of the whole damn group. That's not how that works all the time. It's not going to work like that all the time. Make it easy for us, that way we can make it easy for y'all. If I can pick you out from a group of 304s and be like, hey, this is a good woman because she don't deal with them. She ain't acting like them. Nor does she like hanging out with them. Never again will she hang out with them. I found me a good one. That's the way that needs to be. Yeah. Okay, here's my next video. Okay, I'm finna find my next video. I'll be right back after this brief countdown.
How social media.
All right, welcome back. And here we go with our last video dealing with this overall topic of the day. And this one, shout out to, what is her? Your wing wham. Your wing wham. She's going to talk about how social media ruined women for good men. Are any good women left? That's a good question. Let's hear what she has to say. Shout out to this sister. Let's hear what she has to say. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fair use.
Yeah, has ruined women. Welcome to Just the Tip. As mentioned in a previous video, a lot of men have given up on women. The men's movement, is it a movement? It's a philosophy. I've been told it's a philosophy.
It's a philosophy, but I guess you could say it turned into a movement over time, but it is what it is.
By men in that community. Men going their own way is growing, and there's good reason for it. I know.
Which, by the way, I'll talk about for the next topic. We'll get into that later on, but just bear with me, fair use. How
tough you guys have it. A lot of these women today have a sense of entitlement. Thanks to social media and dating apps, their egos are inflated. They get guys liking their posts and simping on them in their comments, matching on Tinder, and they think they deserve a millionaire with a six-pack abs and a yacht.
Wow.
And they think they don't have to lift a finger. They don't dress.
The entitlement is mind-boggling, I know, but it is what it is.
As classy or as nice as women used to, and they either don't keep themselves in shape at all, or they throw out all the filters and trowel on the makeup, giving you a false sense of who they actually are. A lot of them have bad attitudes. If there's any women watching this, pay attention. Don't do these things. It's not attractive. They show up late for dates and expect special treatment from men. However, to be fair, it's important not to paint all women with the same brush.
I could have told you that. It was never about putting all women in the same brush or putting women all in the same category. Because we all know all of them are not like this. But we have to be some goddamn fools to not acknowledge the fact that these kind of women exist. I'm just saying. Let's go. Fair use, fair use.
The women that I'm talking about are everywhere. So it seems like all women are like that. But good women, a lot of the good women I know are appalled at how these other not so great women are acting nowadays.
Yes. And that's why we need sisters like you to speak out and call out this nonsense, because clearly as men, we can't do too much about it. Otherwise, we get bad reputations.
Good women want a good man they can have a good relationship with. I'm talking about women who will actually give you the love and respect you deserve. And yes, I know you find it hard to believe, but there are good women out there, and they're looking for a good man like you. However, you do have to do your part to get them, because there is a lot of competition for them. They're not out on social media showing you their wares. They're not addicted to posting images that they need validation on. And doing your part doesn't mean flashing your cash or having six-pack abs. What I mean is working on yourself for yourself.
In other words, be the best version of yourself for yourself, not for female validation. Boom.
Remember what I've said in so many videos? Women mirror your feelings about yourself. Well, if you have
women mirror your feelings about yourself,
of self-respect, she will have respect for you. No respect, no attraction.
Makes sense to
you
me.
Stop thinking you're not good enough for them, and know you only need to be good enough for you. A lot of guys these days.
Okay, I see how that works. Makes sense.
Just lack direction in life. You work all day and then you go home and watch Netflix or play Minecraft. Or even if you're retired, you're not doing anything with your life. You eat crap, you don't exercise, and then you beat yourself up for it, for the results of it. It's no surprise so many guys these days have low self-esteem and depression. And of course, none of that is attractive to an attractive, high-value woman. You can't expect to not make any effort in yourself and get her anyway. That's like what those other girls are thinking. You know, the ones who are not nice and don't take care of themselves and have entitled attitudes and still expect to get the high-value man. How realistic is that?
It's not
realistic the other way either. So the first step is to stop.
Yeah, you're right. She's talking logic. If a man doesn't have a high regard for himself and doesn't know his own self-worth, how is a female gonna understand his self-worth? Have to have respect for yourself first before she can have respect for you. Plain and simple. That's the way that works. That's how that needs to be. And just says, stop focusing on women. I understand that perfectly. The problem we men have is a lot of times we don't want to just stop focusing on women, because a lot of us want to do right by God and have kids and start a family one day. So it's almost like you're telling us, don't procreate, don't get into a relationship, don't get into marriage. If I start focusing on women, I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to start a family. I'm trying to do right by the Lord. So I gotta focus on them so I can get what I need, a family. That kind of mindset is not going to get you anywhere with a good woman. You can't be overly desperate for a woman. And I know what you're thinking. Well, if I'm not desperate for a woman, how is she going to know I'm interested in her? Women don't respond well to desperation. So stop focusing on women. She should be happy that I'm trying to do right by her and make her an honest woman. Well, you can't make people do the things that they don't want to do. So stop focusing on women might just be the righteous thing to do in this kind of situation, but fair use.
Focusing on women and start focusing on you, on improving you, for your life.
And some men are probably already arguing, well, I've been focusing on myself for years and years, built myself up, still single, still don't have nobody, still by myself, still no wife, still no kids, still no girl to make love to and have sex with. I have none of these things. So it kind of makes you wonder, where do you stand in all of this? Well, if after doing all that improvement, I'm not going to say the right female will come along, because that's a misconception. Women don't just come along. You have to actually go out there and get the woman that you desire. I'm not finna sit up and say the right woman will come along. She ain't gonna just come along. Nuh-uh. That's why you need to focus less on women and more on yourself. Because remember, women need us more than we will ever need them. We don't need them for shit outside of companionship and sexual gratification. They need us for provision and protection and resources. So they need us more. We don't need them in that manner. As far as sexual gratification goes, you can get that from a woman without even having to commit to her. Go out someplace to a strip club or something and get your sexual fantasies fulfilled. I wouldn't be surprised if that industry blew up over the next couple of years or so. Seeing as how meeting people in a conventional sense is more or less dead. But anyways, I digress. My mic is not muted. I gotta listen to the sound, but fair use, fair use.
After all, you and your interests are most important. So start thinking about what you want in life. Start setting some goals for yourself. Even if you don't know what you want to do, try something. Give up eating junk food and start getting in better shape. Then you'll start being proud of who you are. Then you'll start attracting psychologically healthy women. And more importantly, you'll feel worthy of them. You'll start filtering them out. You'll start testing them. They'll have to qualify for you.
And that's the way it needs to be. She has to qualify for you.
And if you want a little guidance on how to get there, check out my Wake Up to Love program. In the program, I'll show you how to get specific areas of your life in order so you can feel good about them, so you can feel good about yourself. And then you'll be able to avoid the psychos and attract the good ones. Thanks for being here. God bless.
Yeah, that's the end of that video. And she was spot on with what she said. I mean, she made it abundantly clear that all of us don't act like this. I mean, I get it. Okay. Anybody want to come up? The link is right here. Anybody in the chat want to come up and speak your piece on this? You think social media has ruined the dating market? Anybody want to speak their piece on it? They're welcome to it. Link is in the chat. Okay. And that about sums up my take on how social media has ruined the dating market. Again, gone are the days of people using regular dating apps to actually try to meet people in a more conventional sense. Nowadays, the only thing people really care about is just clout chasing, getting attention, getting likes, getting subscription, completely neglecting the men in their real lives. And because they got so many options on these dating apps or whatever, they feel no need to interact with men in real life. All of y'all don't act like this, but it's so many of y'all, we can't separate them. Again, I'm at the point where I just said, fuck marriages, fuck relationships. I don't give a shit. If it happens for me, it happens for me. If God has a plan for me to get married, then he can make that happen. And then it will happen for me. But if God says, I got to be single, I got to be by myself, I got to focus on myself and just stay to myself, and that's what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm tired of looking. I'm not looking anymore. I'm not on the hunt for a relationship or a marriage. I'm not doing it anymore. I've been stopped doing that. If y'all think that makes me a manhole, that makes me a fornicator, call me whatever the fuck y'all want, because I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to call me, because I don't want to commit right away. I ain't thirsty for a relationship. Call me what you want, because I don't give a shit. I'm through. I'm tired. I'm fed up. Been fed up. But anyways, social media has truly screwed up the dating market, even as we speak. And that's the thing about it. Again, you didn't have to be no average. You didn't have to be no 6 foot tall alpha Chad with celebrity status to even get a woman. You could be an average dude and still have your pick of the ladies. Oh, what's up, Coach? Shout out to Culture Invasion. Nice of you to drop by. Like I said, the link is in the description right here. The link is right there. You want to come up and speak your piece on something? Feel free to do so. Just to chop it up with me. What's on your mind? Whatever. It's all good. But thanks for stopping by here. Got your popcorn. Your eyes and ears are open. So, yeah. That's the topic. Social media has ruined dating. Because if you remember back in the old days, as I said at the beginning of the stream, gone are the days of men being able to just go to a dating site back when we had Black Planet, Black People Meet, MySpace. Those days are long since gone. Back then, you didn't have to be no, alpha Chad or no 6-figure earner. All you had to do was just look your best, dress to impress, and you got it with no stress. Well, little stress anyway. But yeah, back then, before social media became what it is with all this Instagram and Twitter, women back then were putting in effort to try to meet men. Again, if this was at least 2006, I'd be on MySpace right now talking to hella women. On Black Planet, same thing. I've had my share of hookups thanks to Black Planet and MySpace and other hookup sites of that nature. But now I ain't met nobody since 2016. So it's all sorts of messed up now. Yeah, it's all sorts of messed up. Oh boy. And I'm at the point where I can't even use dating apps anymore. I can't even use them. Because I know if I try to use a dating app, I'm not going to get a response. And even if I do get a response, we'll go back and forth for a while, then it'll be just be dry texting. I get a dry spell, way too many dry spells. So yeah, social media has kind of ruined it for us. They have these inflated egos and these high expectations as far as what they want their man to look like, what they man to think like, and what kind of lifestyle the man should be living. That's what they're doing now. But like I said, feel free to hit the link if you want to come up and speak your piece on something. And don't forget my Cash App is also up top too. But anyways, we need to find the balance between using social media and actually talking to people in real life. We need to bring that back. Again, using your phone to watch a movie while you and your lady friend wait for some food or some drinks is not that bad. But for y'all to be on your individual phones, texting people on Instagram, on Facebook, while you're supposed to be on an actual gathering with somebody, no, that's not quite acceptable. That's just not going to work that way. So we really need to get better. We need to put social media down sometimes and focus on what's really important. Social interactions. Ain't nothing wrong with you using Snapchat. Ain't nothing wrong with you using this stuff. Just find the balance between that and interacting with family and friends. Hell, use it to bring family and friends together. Y'all want to make some videos together, you, your family, and your friends or whatever, making videos together, or you want to go on YouTube and do some sort of workout channel or a diet and exercise channel, that might work. You're giving out helpful tips on how to be the best version of yourself, that might work. So I can't even say the social media is what's evil. It's the people who's using it incorrectly. That's the problem right there. Oh, man. Anyways, as I was saying, if nobody wants to come up, I will gladly move on to the next topic. Anybody want to come up and speak on this? If not, I'll give it more time. If nobody wants to come up and speak on this topic, I'm just going to move on to the next topic, the next part. Until then, enjoy this workout video I put together myself.
Let's go. Yeah, I said I got this, I'm on it. Give me 5 years and I got what I wanted. I'ma go ahead and finish all that I started. I'ma go ahead and get it all uncharted. I can make this place go off like a rocket. I can give a fuck if you hate it or you love it. I don't do this shit cause I think that you're running. I just do this shit cause I know that I want it. I could give a fuck if I died today. If I'ma go out, it's my fucking way. At least I'll go out with some pride to my name. With the fight that I play, that's my fucking way, ho. Y'all can sit back and think you heard the best of me. I can guarantee that you haven't seen the rest of me. I can guarantee that this shit's gonna be my destiny. And I will never sleep till I make it, then I'll rest in peace.
Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
And we're back. Yes. Oh, thank you, Culture Invasion Podcast. Can't even say your damn name right. Culture Invasion Podcast, aka the KIP with all the tips. Got it down like a Yo, Culture, the link is still open. You want to come up and speak your piece on something? If not, I'll move on to the next topic. I'll give you about another 30 seconds before I move on to my next topic. God damn, where is it?
You hear me?
Oh, okay. What's up, Culture Invasion?
What's up, man? How we doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Nice of you to join me. So what's your thought on this topic? Social media has ruined the dating market. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah. So last night I ran a late episode and I talked about the evolution of dating from the 1998, right? I use that as a marking spot because that's when the movie You've Got Mail came out. You've Got Mail was like,
oh yeah, with Mel Gibson and Meg Ryan.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
So you got that movie came out and that popularized, AOL chat, AIM chat, and then from there it was like ICQ, and then it was CompuServe, and CompuServe, and there were a lot of bulletin boards, and there were a lot of like modem dial-up boards that people were on where people were chatting and meeting. So like a lot of the beginnings of dating on the internet was just like small communities, you know what I'm saying? And people were still dating in their communities because people weren't online. Cell phones weren't around then. people were still meeting in their churches or their, you know, their faith groups, or
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or arranged
Yep.
marriages, or families would, you know, set things off between the two youngsters. Like it was just, you know, it was community, right? And then with the advent of the internet, it was like that next phase. But you know, like humanity's gone through these phases, right? Like we had horses, and then we had a horse and buggy, and then we had cars, and then we went to steam engines, and then we went to steel, and then we went to, you know, big automotive. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just like went, everything evolves with technology and humanity together, right? So like with the internet age, that came after steam and steel and everything, and now, you know, the whole digital age is expanding. Bro, it's kind of messed up. But like, you know, I talked about this last night. Like you got segments of people over in Asia where they're called like the leftovers, and there's like leftover dudes, there's leftover women, and they're like homebodies, they're shut-ins, they're not doing nothing. And bro, AI is like going to start filling the gaps for people. AI is going to start filling the gaps, and it's going to be the little chat bot thing. And that's really what I talked about last night, like how it's going to like, it's going to start to fill in. Like some people are going, like, it's not, that's not a vibe that I would follow. I think that it's curious with because it's technology, and how humans will embrace it, and how dangerous it could potentially be for some. And, you know, I think all those different aspects of it, but I don't think it's necessarily bad or horrible, or, you know, I think to each his own. People are going to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? People are going to explore what they want to explore. And if you got like the AI chatbots popping up in advertisements left and right, and you see everybody's using them, and everybody's got like a virtual interface, and everybody's Siri's been upgraded, and everybody, their Google Hey Google thing is updated, and everybody, you know, and it's following you around in a little robot body or what, like it'll all just start to be like normal. You know what I'm saying? Like the technology will start to merge into our day-to-day lives even more. But I still think like the sex bot stuff is weird.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's a little weird.
Heard about that too. You talk about evolution of human interactions. Well, to me, having sex bots and AI girlfriends and AI wives, that's just going to create a major disconnect. Because it's bad enough we got Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook acting as a substitute for actual interacting with people. Now we're going to bring sex bots into the mix.
Absolutely. And it's already happening. There's already people that are, you know, like the shut-in types that have already explored that. And there are people who are actually exploring with the potential, you know what I'm saying? Like people like experiments, like, okay, so what happens if I do this and do this, and I put this little AI in this and I make it talk, like, you know. So there's people that are like even just exploring the engineering aspects of it, and, you know, not necessarily even for profit, but to explore the psychology. So
wow.
I don't know, man. It's like, you know, how far can we go into the ocean? How far can we go into outer space? You know, and now these people are trying to break frontiers with AIs. And
yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, you can't say it's entirely our fault, because when you think about it, I did a whole show on this about a week ago. Feminism lied to women. They wanted independence from men. They didn't want to rely on men. They want to make their own money and kick men out the household. So now men are just saying, you know what, the hell with it. We're just gonna go our own way. And if sex bots gotta be the new way to actually interact with the opposite sex, then whatever, it is what it is. I still say it's weird too, but we didn't create this society. We didn't start this nonsense. The ladies did it. If I had my way, I'd have been married 20 years. No, I'm not gonna say 20, maybe at least 10 years ago. But, you know, by that point, social media was in full force. So nobody was interested in doing that back then. There's plenty of men out here that want to get married, start a family, but they look at this society, not a society created by specific women, but, you know, the overall feminist women have destroyed it. And social media was just a icing on the cake. They'd rather be on social media checking for a bunch of men that don't know them, will never see them, meet the standards, but they know in real life these men would never give them the time of day.
So
if that's going to be their little fantasy, then I say live in that fantasy, but we're not going to be a part of that fantasy. We're going to live in reality. My mic is muted. Carry on. You were saying?
No. I just wanted to kind of add to that. Like it. So my perspective is like, like it's not a broad spectrum thing, right? It's hard to paint with a broad paintbrush. It's just that the majority of the cultural influence, that's where the bad piece is, right? Because you're gonna have pockets of good people. You're gonna have people who are gonna try to be different, but you're gonna always have that underlying influence. So it makes, at 47 years old, that makes it the task of finding a woman who's not influenced by the negative side of the social media sphere. That's it's an insurmountable task at this point. Especially because I don't have kids and I may or may not want a kid, right? So depending on how the situation hashes out. But to have to go through all that, and then on top of it, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel at some point. I'm not saying I see it right now, but then we have the entire marriage and divorce industry based around the whim of the women, and it just is what it is. There are no laws to protect men. Men actually have to go above and beyond to protect themselves before, during, and after a bad marriage. And if kids are involved, the men have to struggle and try twice as hard to maintain relationship with the kids and or gain possession of the kids. So all those things are working against us. And me at 47 years old, like when I started my podcast, I wasn't like in a red pill rage, but I was simply stating what it was like for the past 10 years and how it aligned, 10 years of dating, and how it aligned with so much that was being said out there, and how amazing it was that I literally anecdotally went through everything that I had experienced up to the most recent relationship where she didn't use washcloths, she didn't use a bath puff, nothing. Like, I was amazed, like, how this woman washed. Like, how you're an adult. Like, it just, the ridiculous cultural just wildness and unruliness is what's ruining dating, what's ruining who we are as humans, what's ruining our interactions. It was already putting pressure on society, and then C19 kicked in, bro, and everybody just went feral. And then it was all about that internet validation, because you could be cute on the internet and somebody else would like your give you the likes and give you all the endorphins, because they was trapped in the house too. All they had to do was all the time in the world was spent staring at somebody stupid doing something dumb across the other side of the world.
Oh yeah. And now I think about it, I don't think streaming stuff took off until COVID.
Right. It was there, but it wasn't as big at all. It was like the first gen or the second gen of, like, YouTubers had been there doing their thing, and it was a pretty slow grow, and then COVID hit, C19 hit, bro, and it just took off. It just,
yeah,
because I was watching and I'm like, man, so many people are just doing repeat stuff. It's so boring. It was so boring. I was like, I got to get on here, but I feel like I need to find the right time. I'm going to wait till C19's over, and then I'm going to pop up, because it was just flooded with the same old. And like the prank, like, you see how everything kind of died down, right? Like the prank stuff kind of started to die down, and it was just people making fools of themselves.
Yeah, I noticed that too, because I don't know about you, but I know what stream y'all was until after COVID took off. I'm gonna say a year. I'm gonna say a year after it took off. That's how I became familiar with live streaming.
Yeah,
and a lot of people that do streams to this day, I'm gonna say they started streaming around that time. Take your homegirl, take Swag and Melody, for example, aka Kill Them Sweetly. They've been doing streams for the last 2 years. That's when COVID was kind of dying down, I guess. Yep. 2 years ago, it was kind of more or less dying down, but that's how long they've been doing streaming services. And that's when I kind of got into this stuff.
Yeah, between 2020
and 2021, I got into streaming. I wasn't doing my own shows, but I was hopping on panel after panel under this Hustling Muscular moniker.
Yep. Yeah. I wasn't hopping on panels. I'd been watching YouTube for years. I've been watching YouTube since the beginning, since the first 10, 12 videos are on there. And
2005, when the platform first came out.
Yep. And
I just started a year later.
And after that, I was like, well, I'll just watch where this goes. I had no interest in it. I was still on the Facebook. I was still on the MySpace. And then when I started recording, I started on my audio episodes. And I've actually shut that website down now. But I started my audio episodes, and because all of them are on YouTube. And I did the audio only episodes, the well-produced ones. And then that was like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. Yeah, it was right after the COVID broke. I was like, I'm going out. I'm going to start talking to my friends. I'm going to start talking to everybody who survived this mess. We're going to, kind of kick things off again. So I was all over my city here. I was all over the state with a few people. And that's where I got my first 6 episodes from. Yeah. And then
Impressive.
I started live streaming. I think live stream was like New Year's or Christmas or something. Maybe no, it was before that. We were talking about AI, and I met the guys, Mountain Chad and Alex, and Alpha, and we just started talking about all the nerd shit, the philosophy around the AI. Yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a fun journey.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. My bad. I was on mute. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely been a good. And it's good to be organic and grow things organically and shake it up, you know what I'm saying, and have all the different perspectives. That's the fun part.
Yeah, it is, but sometimes I think evolution is just devolution, low-key devolution, de-evolution, I should say. Yes, times are evolving, but it's driving us further and further apart. We're now progressing. Instead, we're digressing.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. I could agree with that 100%. We're at a plateau as far as human evolution is concerned. People are betting on technology instead of improving who we are. We can launch a fucking rocket from our cell phone in our pocket. And you know what I'm saying? We have more power in our pocket with these brand new Samsung S23s, 24s, 25s, iPhone 15, 20, 30, whatever. We have more power in these devices than they had when they launched the first shuttles and moon landings. It's a fact, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's amazing that people don't know they can run entire corporations from their cell phones. People don't know that your cell phone has a calculator built in. You know what I'm saying? And then years ago, and this was an example I used during my podcast last night. Years ago, bro, people in the 1940s and 50s, they were buying pet rocks. That's a novelty thing. Yes, that's a novelty thing. It's a collector's item. You can go to toy fairs and find them. Pet rocks. It was a rock that came in a box with holes punched in it, and people bought them as a novelty gift. A pet rock. And if you don't think for 1 second humanity is evolving, people are sleeping. They're sleeping on it, because humans are. We are not going nowhere. I forget if it was something I read in a chat. I don't know if it was like, one of the back chats we were in or something, but somebody put up that it might have been a live stream. Somebody put up in the chat, man, that they got a friend that was mad at them because they told their friend they need to teach their kid the ABCs before they go to school. And the girlfriend told her, "What the fuck are you talking about? That's what school's for." So you're not going to teach your kid nothing. You're not going to teach your kid a color. You're not going to teach your kid a number. You're not going to teach your kid vocabulary words. You're not going to teach your kid nothing. That's what we got to deal with. There's your strong and independent baby mamas. That's some of that. That's a drop. Okay. That's a drop of that logic. I won't paint with a broad paintbrush, but that's a drop of some of that ignorant ass logic.
I mean,
ignorant as fuck. I mean,
we all know that parents are the child's first teachers. So that narrative doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. And see, and again, we're not talking about the good women here. We're not talking about the married women and the outliers. We're talking about the trash. When you're trash like that, all you're doing is you're not preparing anybody for anything. Well, then they want to use excuses. They want to say, well, you don't know what it's like to be a parent. You were never a parent. Parenting is hard. You're not in my place. It's a bunch of bullshit. Once you know that kid's on the way, your only goal in life is the kid. Your only goal in life is the kid. and everything that surrounds that kid, being protected, being peaceful with the nigga that made the kid, you got the pleasure from, making sure he steps up and does his thing, or don't fuck the dude. And see, they be poisoned and be poisoning themselves and ruining themselves and be pissed off in their 30s because they fuck Pookie. They let Pookie crawl all over him because they liked him because he had big stacks and he had fucking contraband everywhere.
Wow. Man.
Because he was a hype beast, because he had the latest Supreme on and the tilted fitted. Come on, man. Ain't nobody stupid out here. And these bras let these dudes crawl all over them.
Yeah.
All over them, bro.
All I can say is the price ain't right. The price ain't right.
Facts.
I guess in situations like that, they expect the man to just change up and be this well-rounded person. Oh, we got a baby together. You got to step up and be a father. Does he need to do that? Well, maybe. Yes, he does. But is he going to do that is a matter of opinion.
Right. And
she should have known that from the beginning.
Is he giving those vibes or not? Is he giving child, father, husband vibes, or is he not? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just normalized, right? So how do you step out of that? How do you step out of that knowing you made a mistake? You don't take accountability and you normalize it and you band with other people who do the same fuckery as you. So that's where you get the hyena squads, and that's where you get these haters, and that's where you get the ones that come at like Miss Queen Sunkiss and Chantel, and everybody. Ain't nobody perfect out here. Some women are grifting, but we know that when the ones are spitting truth, they're spitting truth. It is what it is. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the hyenas that be coming for them, bro, like they just out of line. They unruly, they ungoverned. I think that word is funny. Ungoverned ass hyenas.
Ungoverned.
But see, the worst of the worst, bro, is that it's learned. It's that nature nurture thing. They get that shit from they get it from their mama. They get it from their mama because their mama's aunt Jackie.
The best. She get it from my mama.
Right. She get it from her mama, and because her mama acting like Aunt Jackie, who killed Big Mama, deleted Big Mama.
Wow.
Aunt Jackie started twerking and deleted Big Mama. So Big Mama ain't had no room to breathe because Aunt Jackie twerking everywhere, and then Aunt Jackie started having these little bastard ass kids, and it's game over for the community. That's my legend of the community. That's how I see it.
Yeah, ain't that something? But yeah, social media did a number on our community. Yeah. But with that being said, if you want to stay up here a little longer, you're welcome to. But I'm going to move on to the next topic. We talked about social media ruined the dating market. Now let's talk about a movement that's been, a philosophy turned movement that's been growing for the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years. MGTOW. You know what MGTOW is, right?
I do. And there's two ways to look. There's a couple ways of looking at it. And I've listened to some dudes talk about it before. I think there's credence to any gripe that anybody has, but we have to look at what the substance is behind it. You know what I'm saying? And where the people are coming from. And the last thing I'm going to say about any movement, any cause, any kind of like fundamental vibe. If you're a radical, you're a piece of shit. If you're a radical, you're a piece of shit. If you're a religious radical, you're a piece of shit. If you're a political radical, you're a piece of shit. Like there's no room for that bullshit in reality. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I didn't know what MGTOW was until like maybe early 2008 or 2009. But I guess you could say I was already MGTOW before I knew what the damn thing was. I reached a point where I just don't care. Like I don't know if you heard me say this early in the chat, but I said, fuck relationships. Whatever happens, it just happens. I don't care. I'm just not pursuing a relationship. If I meet a woman tomorrow and we vibe, whatever. If not, I'm just gonna stay to my damn self. I'm just tired of pursuing relationships because society puts too much pressure on men to get married. They want men to be the leaders, but yet whatever role the women have to play, they don't want to address that. You can't lead a society without women, without somebody following. You can't say, I got to get married, start a family. But you look around here, see 90% of our women are just full of shit. And they're for the streets. Not all of them are like this, but we have to acknowledge that they exist. So I believe MGTOW was just a philosophy, and it stands for men going their own way. It's men who've given up in the dating market, or at the very least taken a break from it and going to focus on themselves. They're going to stop prioritizing women as a whole in marriages and relationships and focus more on themselves. That's what I kind of got out of MGTOW. It's about holding women accountable for their fuckery, as well as holding men accountable for their fuckery. Because we got to call it out on both ends. Because let's face it, we men are not perfect. You got guys fucking shit up too. You got guys with no game, no skills, doing fuckery too. So we got to call them out.
So from what I understand of MGTOW is it's men going their own way, right? And the way that it is, the way that that's defined is in all manner of going their own way. So they're not investing in the interest of the local high schools in the community. They're not going to the local bakeries and farms. They're not going to the local, they're not shopping at Mr. Johnson. They're not using Mr. Johnson's brake and tire shop down the street. They're not, working with the Sisters of the Blue Nile or whatever the hell that are joined with the church that are going around collecting food canned goods for the winter. Nobody's doing none of that. Nobody's doing none of that. That neighborhood is no longer a part of their life. They're moving to suburbs. They're marrying women from other communities. They're marrying Black women from other places. They're marrying women of other nationalities from other places, but they are not reinvesting their money in the interests of the inner city, in the inner community, or from whence they came. They, in a lot of cases, may even move out of country and become the proverbial passport bro. But there is no interest in supporting anything. There is no interest in being a part of it. There's no interest in associating themselves with the politics that go beyond normal survival and to separate oneself from the community. Those are men going their own way, from what I understand. And then within that, you get like the little pharmacy. You know what I'm saying? The red pill, blue pill, black pill, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then it's like the varying, I think that's like varying degrees within that, you know what I'm saying? And like passport pros are like the byproduct of it. But like MGTOWs, they ain't fucking with nobody. They're not messing with nobody. They're not messing with, they don't care about your community, your kids. They don't care about your fundraisers, nothing. They're not here to support anything that has to do with the whole destruction of the Black community, baby mama culture, baby daddy culture. Like you said, the men are catching flame. The men are catching the heat too. So yeah, that's all I got. That's my understanding, my most comprehensive understanding of it, and there's nuance in there. And like I said, you got the pills, and some MGTOW dudes will be like, I'm all about me. It's not going to work out for me. I'm a mediocre looking dude. I'm a mid dude. I'm a mid five dude, low mid tier dude. Chicks are always overlooking me. Even if I work on myself, it's never going to happen. Even if I do this, it's never going to happen. Even if I do this, it's never going to happen. And, that's that black pill. Then you get the red pill where they're like, you want to fit, feminine, and friendly. Then you got the blue pill where you're like, well, you don't necessarily have to be fit, feminine. We can work this out together. And then like the purple pill's even softer on that. So you know what I'm saying? Like the whole pharmacy's just like layers on top of it. But yeah, the MGTOW movement is like, there's some dudes in there, bro, that are just toxic as fuck. Just like you'll get toxic dudes in any of the other pharmacies and beliefs. And like, I roll with a bunch of people in a bunch of different sectors, man. So I hang out with like people in all different groups, and I hang out at Discords with people from all different groups. And it's like, you start picking up on the vibes after a while of like how people really like who the bad actors are, who the bad apples are, and who the people are that take shit too far. And then you kind of watch who's going to guard what the fundamentals are for what it is. And this is all YouTube fuckery in the long run. I mean, it's a weird social vibe that's a byproduct. It's a byproduct of humans' reaction. I can go over here and I can talk about this because I'm mad. I'm gonna call it, you know what I'm saying? The turquoise pill.
Yeah.
Actually, that probably is some real shit. Oh shit. That probably is something real.
I mean, I guess you could say I was red pill before I even knew what red pill was.
Same.
I used to be that guy that used to be the simp for women. I used to be the guy that used to get curved. But then when I said the hell with relationships and I developed what's called an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset, that's what it all kind of made sense. Because, you know, we have a scarcity mindset. It's like, I got to get this woman. I got to get that woman. I want to be with this woman. That kind of makes you look desperate, and no female finds that attractive. Now compare that to the abundance mindset where you believe, where you know there are other women out there. She ain't the only one that you're dealing with, just like you're not the only one she's dealing with. I mean, example, the abundance mindset would be like, I find Sweet Melanie attractive. Yes. But at the same time, I find Danica Marie attractive. At the same time, I find Jessica X attractive. So there's 3 women I find attractive. Whoever pays the most amount of attention, that's what I'm going with. I don't care who it is. Whoever pays the most amount of attention to me, that's what I'm going with. That's how the abundance mindset works. And that's worked for me for as long as I can remember. Did I get a relationship out of it every time? No. But then again, what's going to work for you every time you try it? You can't have a hit without a miss, I guess. But that mindset is better than having a scarcity, desperate mindset, because it makes women see you as someone of value. Like, oh, you're not the only one she's dealing with, then hey,
right?
She's gonna see more value in you. Even if she doesn't forge a relationship with you, she's gonna want to stick around and see what you're about. When she see you're not just constantly trying to get at her. I learned that a long time ago in my university day. This is way before YouTube, way before social media. I'm talking freaking 2003, 2004. Before we knew what social media was. That's when I had that mindset. So it kind of ties into what I was going through even back then, what I noticed even back then. That's my weird take on it.
And I agree. Yeah, I agree. And so for me, what happened is I gradually got more and more like disheartened about the relationship I was in. And I was in that one for like, you know, almost like 10 years. And it was just going nowhere. We were in 2 different places. So we just were not for one another. You know what I'm saying? Like she's probably better suited for somebody who's not going to go anywhere in life. And that's just not, you know, things naturally have to improve as a man. You should always be seeking better. And finding that center and being able to find what I needed to do for myself meant that I needed to get away from her. And when I did that, you know, life turned around for me, but then I was smack dead in the face with what the current dating market was like. And it's a joke. And it's a joke. So I probably spent, and I'm talking about this last night a little bit. I probably spent like, and I'm not saying like this is like an all day in, day out obsession, because I've never been obsessed like that. But I probably spent over a 5-year time span and maybe a total of 6 months of subscriptions to various dating sites over a 5-year time span, right? And, you know, that's all the usual stuff. And even the ones with like the big match.coms or whatever. And you get some net results, but the results you get are exactly what people talk about on YouTube. It's exactly what you see on YouTube. They want to run your pockets. They want to run scams on you. They're not real. They're catfishes. They're using you for validation. They want to pick you apart based on your profile and then insult you. You know what I'm saying? And then insult you on your qualities and then block you or whatever. Like weird shit. Just the most weirdest shit. No kind of conversation. They don't know how to have conversations. The 3 women over the 5-year time span that I met on single sites, ended up being, you know, look, whatever, they're wonderful human beings. I'm sure they'll serve somebody else a great purpose, but simpery was real with me because I still hadn't gotten the message that yeah, you don't date baby moms, bro. You just don't do it. And if you do that, you don't keep that as a situation that you're going to take serious, unless you're seeing something otherwise, which I have yet to ever see. Anyway,
I could have told you that. Believe me,
I'm a five-time Simp Award winner, sir.
I never in my life dated a baby mom. Have I been in sexual relationship with baby mamas? Yes, I have. Several of them. I'm gonna say about 70% of females I was talking to were baby mamas.
Yeah.
Maybe I know 3 personally who are over 40 but don't have kids. They're knocking on 40, don't have kids. Everybody after that, before and after that, they were baby mamas.
And
somebody baby mama. So
yep. Then you got the pocket runners, you got the baby mamas, you got the catfish, you got the foodies, the foodie dates,
the foodie
calls, no booty. What else have I dated?
I got the booty.
I've done plenty of fluding out, but I fly myself, right? I'm gonna fly myself out. I'm gonna get my own Uber or whatever, or like if I trust you, then you know we'll roll together. But you know what I'm saying? Like I've done that plenty of times and whatever. You know, and it's like the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So when I heard you when you're like, you know, I'm not looking. If what happens, happens, and that's the way I'm playing it. Right? I'm backed up off of the whole scene. I think that, you know, I think this hobby is fun. I think it's fun watching all these crazy people out here that are super radical.
Yeah.
The ones that be getting super hot about it all the time. But I think you know, we're moving in the right direction, man. We're taking care of ourselves. Like that workout video, bro. That's fire. That's fire.
Oh, that workout video.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's real cool. Like, do you have that? Is it like on your channel trailer?
No, I just put it in my what part is the overlay video, the video clips.
Yeah, you should make that a short, man. I would toss that up on my channel as like, you know, or make it like part of your trailer, your intro for the channel.
Well, that's kind of what I was going for, but I couldn't. I lost the video, but it's on here. But I lost the video, so I couldn't do the editing on my computer. I was going to do that today and like a little logo, but oh well. I got it next. I'll get it right next time.
Yeah, get it for next time, and you can always download it.
Stuff is still kind of new to me, so I'm still trying to get used to this stuff.
Yep, and it's just a matter of taking your time, just a little bit every day, bro. Like you see what happened. Like Sunday, I don't know if you caught my show yesterday, but like that was a show that was supposed to be for Sunday, and Sunday I pulled up everything, and for some reason I was using Google Chrome, and I don't know if it was like a plugin in Chrome or like something I added in. An extension or something, but every time I would talk or I would play a video, it would echo, and there was nothing I could do about it. Come to find out, I stopped using Chrome like right after I got off the stream. Like, you know, a couple hours later, I had to walk away, I had to go grocery shopping, whatever. Come back, and I stopped using Chrome. I used a different browser, and I didn't have no problem. So like it can be anything, bro. Like there's always going to be like small stupid ass challenges that we come across when we're doing this. Like technology is cruel, bro. Technology will play you.
Yeah.
Technology will play the fuck out of you, bro, right in your face. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. But to continue with the show, I got some videos to show you that I'm going to show you with this low definition camera quality. Forget the camera quality, but I'm gonna do the best I can with this.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna mute. Go right ahead.
Okay. And feel free to chime in on it if you want to. Okay, shout out to who is this person? Man, it's called Man Reacts. The biggest wave of MGTOW is here. The devastating truth. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's see what they have to say. Fair use, fair use.
Teenage boys now, they are so terrified that if you touch in the wrong place at the wrong time, you may find that your whole life is destroyed.
See, I like that
far
terror.
Too much. Well,
I like that.
As a mother of a teenage boy, I don't like that terror.
Men should be frightened. Really?
Right. Yeah. I've heard this kind of sentiment before. It's crazy. That's crazy.
I understand that as men we're bigger and stronger than women, but what makes you think fear mongering is going to fix the situation? Seriously.
Yeah. And it's not, that's not a normal reaction for the normal everyday man to be violent and menacing to women and children and be a bully and be rude. There is an abject hate for us out of the mouths of women who talk like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the video just started. Now we're already talking crazy, but let's hear some more of it.
Interesting I've ever heard.
I think that men should be frightened.
By the way, fair use, fair use.
I think it's better to not have a physical relationship than to have one that could ruin a woman's life.
But then, seriously? So it's best to not have a physical relationship than to get into one that could ruin a woman's life. How about the chick just choose her partners wisely? Vet this man. Make sure he's not on drugs or mentally unstable. How about that? Instead of just telling her to avoid boys altogether. That sounds some old high school, middle school type shit. Oh,
right.
Man.
And that's exactly what it is. You're actually taking the responsibility. See, she doesn't want to have the accountability for choosing a partner being wise about choosing a partner. So because she's a feminist, she figures she can ride on her privilege and say, well, we don't have to deal with it. So just take them out of the equation.
Oh, man, ain't that some shit? Anyways, fair use, fair use.
How do they ever start?
Well, don't. If you're not 100% sure,
Are we going
don't.
to
What are you going to have? A bunch of mutant boys who never had...
So obvious.
We actually do have that. Gen Z is having far less sexual relationships than any...
And that's a true fact. From what I understand, less and less guys are having sex today than they were back when we were younger. That's what I hear anyway. Culture?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
And you're absolutely right. About the guys, and the statistic basically shows that between 18-year-olds and what are right now 35-year-olds are going to be the generation that is going to be unmarried. You're going to have the 45% of those women are going to be unmarried, living with their cats. You're going to have the men who are going to be the leftover men. Yeah, basically everybody who's between the ages of 18 and 35 right now, if they don't figure out what the fuck they're doing with their lives, they're all going to be absolutely miserable by 2030.
Yeah,
absolutely miserable, all of them.
It's crazy, bro. Now we understand why this stuff is happening, because of crazy women like that. But anyway, fair use.
Oh, it's true. And young people have stopped having sex.
That's right. The blonde in the video has revealed the real nature of women and the womanist movement's latest agenda.
Yeah, no shit.
To make boys as feminine as possible. To make them so feminized, they're scared of being with a woman because women have now become masculine. These women want to take revenge on guys by systematically eradicating their desire and need to be masculine and do manly activities, such as sports and fighting, such as boxing or MMA.
Right.
However, in all of this rage against men...
Wait, what'd you say?
I said right, but that's completely silly.
Yeah, it is. Now, granted, I don't have a problem. Yeah, the masculization of our women is ridiculous, and the feminization of men is just absurd. Now, granted, I don't mind females taking up sports or whatever, but don't sacrifice your femininity just so you can stay in shape. Don't try to be like the men. Don't try to compete with a man. That's what I don't like. I would love to be with a woman that keeps herself in shape. But when you're doing all these, but we're exerting the same masculine energy as a man, it kind of deviates from you being feminine. We don't need that. But that's what society's going for. Masculize our women and feminize our men. Years of oppression by men has come to this, punishing an entire new generation of men for what ancestors of the past did. It's mind-boggling, but that's what I'm noticing happening.
Yep.
But anyways, okay, fair use.
And their history with women in the past. These women are forgetting that having men around who won't approach women or do not even want to be with women for whatever reason is a double-edged sword and is bound to bite them in the back sooner or later.
It's already happened.
Because you know what's going to happen is that as more and more women become masculine and more men become feminine, the women are going to eventually realize that they don't have any men to be partners with. The men will realize as they are now that they're being misled by society. Because you know what? If you look at history, men live according to what they're naturally supposed to be and supposed to do with life. It's the women who have had the problems. So men are going to get back to being masculine, and women will find they're going against nature. But out of stubbornness, they'll keep living that way until they're alone and miserable at age 50. And as I've said before, we really need to make it clear to society what feminism is doing around the world and call it out for it. It started out as a noble movement for women's rights and inclusion in society.
Yeah, that's how it started out. Because I saw a whole movie, I think it was called Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. You ever heard of that movie?
No.
Okay, well, in the movie, there was a young lady named Millie who met a guy named Adam.
Oh.
And the two got married after a couple of days of knowing each other. Yeah, far-fetched, but this was the 1950s. They got married, or the 1800s. They got married right away.
Mm-hmm.
He took her to her cabin in the woods, only to find out he had 6 brothers living with her.
Yes,
he had
I do know
6
this.
brothers living with him.
Yes.
So what now?
Yeah, I do know this.
Oh, so you heard about you heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come to find out, this man has 6 brothers living in the cabin. He did not tell her about that, which was dirty on his part. But you know what she did? She didn't run away. She got mad at the guy, obviously, because was he in the wrong for not telling her about his brothers? Yes, he was. That was dirty on his part. But after calming down, she
made the most of it.
So what now?
Yeah, she flipped it and made the most of it.
Exactly. That's my point. She decided to say, you know what? I got myself into this. I'm going to make the best of it and try to deal with this. So she used her feminine charm to turn Adam's 6 brothers into respectable men. Because in the beginning of the movie, they were like the 1950s Pookies and Ray Rays, disheveled, dirty, unkept.
Yep.
So she used her femininity, the power to charm these men and turn them into respectable gentlemen. They were well cleaned, they were well established, and as a reward for she cooked a whole breakfast for them.
Now it's funny. Wouldn't it be nice if their mothers and fathers had done the job to begin with? That's why I always go talk ape shit about parents. Fuck parents. If you root out the problem at the head, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's always the parents. It's always the fucking parents. Always.
I was thinking the same thing, but the movie didn't establish you that mom and dad were.
No.
And that's not but not her, not the brothers.
Yeah, the romanticism was the focus of this and not the other. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at society as a whole, man, it's just it's a wash sometimes. It's like people just don't have accountability, and they say they don't know what to do. That's no longer an excuse in 2023. Like I said before, you got a rocket. You can launch a rocket ship from your pocket using your cell phone. You can find out what you need to. You can get the resources, or you can move to where you need the resource. You can get the resources. People be hustling left and right every single day off the government. You telling me people can't move somewhere where you got better resources for what you need to improve your life? You a damn lie.
Yeah, right.
You're a damn lie. I bet you got some slick ass Yeezys and a fucking iPhone in your pocket. Get the fuck out of here on a good data plan.
I can imagine.
People be weird, man. People be weird out here.
Yeah. And that's kind of when I saw clips of the movie, that's what I was thinking too. Where are these men's mom and dads? Where are their parents?
What did people just hatching kids? Just hatch 7 kids, be out.
But the young lady used her femininity to fix up the house, even got the time to go to build a barn for them. And these brothers then kidnapped some innocent women, and they chastised the brothers. But at the ending of the day, they were like, their hearts were in the right place because Millie went through all the work to change them into respectable gentlemen. And what do you know? It worked. But the point of the story was she used femininity to help these men be better versions of themselves. They already had some of the masculinity, but they had no class and no etiquette. But she used her femininity to fix these guys. That's what feminism was about back in the day. Embracing your femininity and using it to cultivate and help society grow. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, and you don't want to, and for the listeners out there, we're not saying you go fix men. No, we're saying
No.
we're saying society. We're saying leveraging what you have naturally as a feminine woman, leveraging that to help society move forward. This is just an example. You ain't supposed to fix no man.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fix a man. Just like men can't fix women.
That's
But
us. That's for
million-
us to. We supposed to put our foot on the neck of our brothers. That's our job.
Yeah. But that's the thing. She didn't change them per se. She motivated them to get better.
Right.
Because she was like, well, you're not getting any breakfast until you wash your ass and get yourself in order. They're like, okay,
Right.
it's okay. Wash up, brush your teeth, well done. And their reward, nice cooked breakfast. So she rewarded them for their good behavior. Do you see that nowadays? Nowadays is, well, that's what a man's supposed to do. That's what a man does. It's a crap. It's a real shit show. But that's what feminism stood for back then. Women embraced their femininity and they use it to make society better. That was the basic gist of the movie. Should I do a spoiler alert?
Run it.
Spoiler alert. At the end of the movie, Adam knocks up Millie and they give birth to a baby girl. And at the end, all 6 brothers marry their respective women that they were attached to in a shotgun wedding. Yeah, that was a thing back then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nowadays, we don't even care. We don't give a damn about marriages anymore. I'm not gonna say bring back shotgun marriages. That's a bit extreme, but at least bring back what marriage used to stand for. Man and woman waiting before they get married before having sex, instead of just giving it out loosely. Maybe it'll cut down on the single mom epidemic and the single parent. We have way less single parent households. Bring back what it stood for. That's my only take on that.
Yeah, and I get it, and it's a big cultural shift. It means that the actual fabric of who we are as Americans has to be a unilateral belief and fundamental, you know what I'm saying, fundamental belief and structure, but it's not. We'd want to see it like that, but the most we can do is throw our words of wisdom out there and influence that and hope that, the younger generations lash onto it, because the people our age, they don't give a shit. They don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. But anyways, fair use.
But now that I think about it, it's become more a movement that perpetuates an anti-male narrative, or rather,
yep, a movement, like you said, from philosophy to movement.
A narrative that pushes for women to oppress men and take their places in society, just like you saw in the video clip shared at the beginning of this video.
Mm-hmm.
It completely ignores the true value of women as feminine beings who have the biological superpowers of being able to give birth to human beings, of being able to care for children and men, and nurture families. These are qualities men don't have. These are qualities that make women stand apart.
Right.
However, the feminism of today perpetuates a rebellious faction of women who only want to live a life based on how low-quality men used to live their lives sleeping around with women, and not embracing the responsibilities of being men. Modern feminism is teaching women to be second-class males instead of first-class women.
First-class male, second-class women.
That's the first time I've heard of it phrased like that, and I might have to write that down and ride out with that for a future. That's the first time I ever heard that.
Wow,
and that's what it is. If you think about it, that's what it is. They're teaching women how to be pookies.
Pookies?
Yep.
You said pookies?
Mm-hmm. They're teaching women how to be pookies. They're teaching them how to be fuck boys.
You mean fuck girls?
Fuck girls, but I mean, they're with all the masculine qualities of wanting to run the corporation and be a super big boss. And I'm tired of my husband. I'm just going to toss him away. I got everything out of my need. I got a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Boss
and
bitch.
then and yep, and then when they single and can't do everything on their own, they're wondering where they go wrong. I'm hearing too many stories of women divorcing their husbands and regretting it later on down the line.
Yeah, Tina Mari is miserable right now. She's supposed to be the mascot for graduating from your marriage.
Graduating from your marriage.
Weird.
My God. Who says that? What's the point of even getting married in this day and age if this is what society is perpetuating? Like, if you found a wife or I found a wife, this is the kind of bullshit that we and our respective wives got to deal with. And we got to pray that our wives are strong enough to fight against the bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, there's a reason why Satan as a serpent tempted Eve and not Adam. Eve was a female. He could appeal to her emotions and force her to eat and coerce her to eat the apple off the forbidden tree.
I've heard so many takes on that, man. And I heard the women be coming at it with like, look, no, there's no word in there that said that Eve ate it first. I'm like, oh God, here we go. So
I believe Eve ate the apple first, and what Eve got Adam to eat the apple second. So I blame both of their asses for having sin in the world, really.
Yeah, it's both their fault, man. It's both their fault.
Yeah. Kind of like how Derek Jackson appeals to women, telling what they want to hear, profiting off of it.
Oh,
he's the serpent appealing to women's emotions.
God, still doing it.
I'm surprised he didn't get canceled. How the fuck you chilling your wife once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and people still supporting you? Honestly,
because he's an Adonis. Because the man's chiseled out of marble, like Weird Little Obsidian said. Because the female's little gash gets gushy when they see him. It's a given, bro. Anybody who's a top notch, who's a top notch Chad like that, he's a black Chad. He's a black square jaw Chad. Anybody who's on that status, he's that 10 out of 10, 6 foot tall, 6 foot or 6 inch. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's 6 feet tall.
Oh, I don't even know. But you know what I'm saying, like that. But he's that vision of what these broads want to crawl all over him, and that just is what it is. So his simp pack of hyenas, they ain't going nowhere. Them little broads ain't going nowhere. They got nothing to live for out here in these streets. As far as these men out here, they're looking for the next best thing to tell them that they pretty, that they matter, that this is great. That their mistakes don't matter. Man, come on, man. It's desperation and simpery. It's two-way simpery. He's giving them what they want, and you know, they're giving him what he wants in his little donations and crap.
Yeah,
it's
I don't know. He just full of shit.
Yeah, he is, and it's, you know, we can look at it as a don't hate the player, hate the game thing or not, but you know, I think it's bogus.
Yeah. But anyways, let's continue. Fair use.
Male feminist women of today have incredibly high body counts, and they're proud of it. They're proud of the fact that they don't have any responsibilities towards their own bodies and their own well-being.
That is until they hit the wall at 30 years old. Then they will look back and be like, where did I go wrong? But it's too late by that point. But fair use.
Constantly try to oppress and subjugate men and feel they've accomplished something when they do. They deliberately reject and ignore men so that they can get an ego massage of how they are superior to men. Today's version of feminism empowers women to not just want equality, but to gain superiority over men. As Jordan Peterson put it in one of his interviews, feminists today think about 1% of men who wronged women in the past and use that to treat every man or the other 99% in the same way, basing their whole lives and the feminist ideology on it, which is a completely illogical thing to do. And this is why modern women today have incredibly high body counts, because they've equated that with being independent and free. And
not to mention trying to be like the very men that they're attracted to, claim that they're attracted to. But what they don't understand is men and women are fundamentally different. As men, we can fuck around, have a high body count and not care because it's just a emotion. It's just a physical release for us. With the women, it's more of an emotional release, and it doesn't, and so it's not gonna have the same outcome. That's something women don't understand. And plus, when men rack up bodies, it's like their value goes up. But with the women, it goes down. Because women were not intended to be sexually liberated creatures. Instead, it was the men programmed to be like that. We're supposed to have more than one partner until we find that one to settle down with.
Right.
What's your take on it?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And what's funny is, as I've gotten older, especially like out of this last relationship, and that was last summer, but I just, you know what, I'm not putting any energy. I'm not putting any energy in where I'm not going to see it reciprocated. And the second part is, I'm not searching for it. I'm not going to search for it. It's just, you know, like it at the age I'm at, I'm not going to, I don't figure, you know, if I have kids and get to that point, which really was my only driving factor, because that's what's pumped into you when you're young, especially in the kind of family I come from. If I get to that point, great. If not, whatever happens, man. It's just it's probably better to date in the long run anyway. Society is just not built for it here in the West.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what's funny? No, so here's a perspective, and it might be a little bit of a spiral, but like when it comes to like passport bros, right?
Yep.
I have a family of reverse passport bros, or what would be
reverse,
or what would be
country.
Yeah, came from another country to the U.S. and married American women, and got divorced.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? All I can say,
the jokes write themselves.
The price ain't right. The price ain't right.
Yeah, the jokes write themselves. It's crazy.
And it's funny you mention that, because we talk about the passport bros like going overseas for this, that, and the third, preying on women. Well, you know, well, like you said, you notice none of those men overseas are coming over here to deal with our women. I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't nobody from Saudi Arabia or maybe the DR coming to the US to deal with us, or Dubai to deal with these kind of ladies. Now, are they? We all know why.
Yep.
So yeah, that's crazy. Why did divorce happen? I'm just curious.
Oprah women.
Don't say he was controlling.
No. In both cases, it was like Oprah women generation thing.
Because I know men overseas have a standard.
Yep. Yeah. But so it was my father and uncle came over. Actually, most of the family came over, because Dad had a lot of brothers and sisters, upwards of 10 of them.
I see.
So they spread out across the globe, and everybody's in a different, you know, some came stateside, some are in Canada, some stayed on the island, kind of thing. And yeah, my uncle, my father married 2 American women, obviously, and yeah, it went south, and then my uncle remarried another American woman. Yep.
Yeah, that's something. Sorry that happened to them, but hey.
Oh yeah, and then like during Thanksgiving, when I was taking off, you know, the podcast was just kind of like kicking off. I was standing in a room full of 4 other men who, either by their own mistakes or by circumstances outside of their control, had gotten everything basically taken from them in some kind of divorce, or dignity taken from them, or retirement, or like all of them had been ran through the mud. All of them. And they were just okay with it. They were like, this is fine. So I don't know. I found that rather shocking. I use that as energy to push myself to do better for myself and just stay on my path, you know. So my bad, but yeah, I was spiraling a little bit there. But yeah, man, that's just, you know, some shit some observations, you know what I'm saying, over the past year. And it's real out here. And people are like, you're just, you know, go outside and touch grass. Bro, I can touch grass and trip and fall on a rock in the grass. That is a woman acting exactly the same way as they do online. So, you know, people can take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's get back into this. Oh damn. All right, fair use.
With getting back at that 1% of men who did oppress women. This is why I feel that modern feminism has lied to women in general.
I could have told you that.
Modern feminism has robbed women of their meaning and purpose, and given them a new purpose that is only making women more and more miserable. You only have to go and see the women around your society or online today to know what I mean. Women are miserable because of feminism. They think they're part of some positive movement that liberates them of their worries when in fact, it only steals their value from them. I was recently reading a study that said women who enter the marriage as virgins or with one sex, which is now a rarity, are the least likely to divorce.
And that's a true fact. If you marry a chick with a low body count, if she has a body count at all, there's a good chance she's not going to cheat on you and want to divorce you. Makes sense to me. But good luck trying to find that in today's society.
Right.
I mean, she ain't got to be no virgin for me. As long as she has a low body count and she don't seem like she done been around the block.
So my thing is this, right? Like, I don't think, yeah, so body count's not a thing for me. I don't care really. Like, it is what it is, but it's almost cliche, man, to say find something true with that individual. I mean, I feel like I'm talking like Disney storybook type shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, I just got to be real. It's out there, blah blah blah, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so let me take this one scenario. The last chick I was dating, the reason why everything went south was because her attention was not focused on the task at hand, which was us. She was easily distracted by other men. And then the second thing was when I was at my worst, or what I'll call my proverbial worst at the moment, when I had a little bit of a nervous breakdown when I seen that, you know, some airplane flights were canceled and I was going to spend a day in another state, you know, I got a little upset. Well, to be a woman that wouldn't just simply say, hey, yo, babe, chill, relax. It's all right. Cool. We'll figure this out together. But instead pop fly. Well, you're creating energy that I didn't even have directed to you. You're creating a hostile environment. Bro, just to find somebody who supports you and doesn't turn the situation into a hostile environment, but can maybe help flip you out of being in a tunnel vision kind of thing. Everybody's not perfect. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm at a weak point, it is what it is. If a woman expects me to be a 100%, 100% of the time, she can fuck off. She can get the fuck out of here with that. But that's just, you know, that's just me rapping about like a little scenario there. But it's you know, it almost seems cliche and not real to find somebody that's going to be gonna want to be willing to learn who we are as individuals and embrace that and support that and nurture that and help that the same way we would help them. So I don't know. That's my take. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Let me see. Okay, fair use.
Women with 10 or more partners are the most likely to divorce.
Yep.
But this only became true in recent years, the study said. This only goes to show that the more women sleep around, the more they're likely to lose any sense of loyalty and future stability when it comes to relationships. On top of that, no man truly wants to be with a woman who has a high body count. It's basic psychology. The more you have of something, the less you eventually want it. The less desire you will have for it. And it will only decrease the more value or charm it has for you. Relationships are like that. I've seen countless videos online where women are crying because they've slept with so many men. They just don't know what to do with their lives. I've said this many times before, and I'll say this again and again. Men were created to procreate, protect, and disperse their seed.
You're damn right. That's what we're supposed to do.
Women were created to be givers of love and warmth, and to raise children alongside their partners.
Correct.
Each has unique features and motives. Women have only come to believe that they are inferior beings as a result of the awakened female narrative.
Yes, I guess in other words, being a caretaker, a cultivator of society makes them look and feel weak and inferior. Ain't that about something? While men are the oppressors. That's what feminism is feeding them. Ain't that about something? But you got something to say, Culture?
No. I was just saying, right. I was agreeing with you. I'm watching along. And actually I'm about to step down, man. I'm gonna watch from the clouds and call it a night, because I got an early start tomorrow and I got a big couple of days here before I head out for a business trip this weekend. So
a business trip. Where are you traveling to?
So I work for a bank and we're traveling to the corporate offices over in Rhode Island. So
Rhode Island. Okay.
Yep, East Coast. I'll be out there for a week, and then I'll be on a personal PTO vacation because birthday is the 8th, Sunday the 8th.
Oh, paid time off. Okay.
Yeah, got a little vacation time. They made us take it, so I'm gonna take my birthday week. I don't do that, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, a little downtime. That's always a good thing. But yeah, Huskler, good show, bro. Good show. Keep it up. I will be around, and I will see you. We'll talk, man. I'll see you on other communication devices.
Yeah, I get you. I'll be on the YouTube streets, lurking as always, doing my thing as always.
I love it, brother. I love it. All right, H&M. Have a good night, man. I'll be listening from the clouds. Yep.
All right, take care.
Peace.
All right. Shout out to Culture Invasion. Thanks for stopping by and giving your 2 cents. Now let's finish the rest of this video. Again, fair use.
If they are not performing all that a man is capable of. Men don't typically cry about their inability to become parents.
No, we don't.
Men rarely express a desire to raise children, while women provide the resources, income, and security. Men and women have their roles, and that has not changed.
No, it doesn't.
The more aligned a man is with his masculinity, the more successful he will be. He's not going to be able to attain that if suddenly decides because of popular culture that he'd rather be a woman. Similarly, the more aligned a woman is with her feminine side, the more successful she is. For her, success isn't wealth creation. It's the happiness of her children. It's in the moments that she shares with her family.
And that's a common fact, because we all know a woman's greatness is not defined by her wealth, her status, or her education. It's her fitness, friendliness, and femininity. Her ability to nurture, create, and give birth. That's what she's mainly valued for. These are the things that women should be valued and appreciated for. But now feminism is telling women that they can climb the corporate ladder and be like men, and staying at home trying to cook and clean is just oppression. That's the bullshit that they're feeding our women. And that's why men are going their own way and saying to hell with marriages. But anyways, fair use.
However, modern feminism has completely twisted this to make it sound like being traditionally feminine is a weakness.
Yep.
That masculinity is a weakness. And that women need to be more masculine and men need to be.
If masculinity is so horrible, why are they trying to put it in our women? And if femininity is so damn weak, why are they trying to put it in our men? See how paradoxical that is? But anyways, fair use.
Be more feminine. They've completely twisted it around, and women are miserable as a result. Look, I'm all for the right of women to vote, work, earn, and pursue their careers. I'm all for women being able to live independent lives. But I'm not for a society where women are taught to hate men, or that they're.
And I'm also not going to support a society where women think that they're better than men just because they got degrees, educations, and status and money.
Their life's purpose is to ignore their own responsibility to society being feminine and being happily invested in raising their families. I'm not at all for women who feel as though they need to sleep around with 30+ men in their 20s just so they can get back at men, or the 1% of men who they heard did that to women in the past. There are men who still act irresponsibly or do not do justice to their gender, but that doesn't mean women have to do that too. What began as a search for equality has evolved into a search for superiority. Even while contemporary feminist women claim to want equality, they only want it according to their rules, which involve dominating men. Women desire partial equality. True equality isn't what they seek. They desire to receive the same pay as a man does for a particular position without putting in the same amount of effort. Women want a seat in the boardroom, but they can't stay past 6 o'clock because they have a spa appointment. Women
Spa appointment. Yeah, go figure.
And just display their anti-male awakened nature when they act in this way, since it demonstrates their want to simply ride the success wave without having to fight for it. They compare themselves with high-quality men who literally sacrifice their entire lives and live in incredibly competitive environments just so they can get to those positions and make a good living for their families.
Right. It's that they're in competition with men. Since when are men and women supposed to be competing? I mean, friendly competition is one thing, but competing to see who can climb the corporate ladder first, that's uncalled for. I mean, women competing to see who can, I don't know, who can play cards better than the other person. I don't know. Who can eat some ice cream faster than get a brain freeze? That's one thing. Friendly competition is one thing, but trying to compete to see who can make the most amount of money or build the most amount of wealth is just absurd and bullshit. But anyways, fair use.
The idea that modern feminine women can survive in society without any men in those countries is a dangerous story that they are actively spreading. This story presents a false picture of how young women can achieve that without ever having to work for it, which makes it hazardous. Are these women going to be sewage workers? Will they be employed in the mining sector?
Probably not.
Will they genuinely put themselves in the same appalling situations that men do to provide for their wives and kids? Or do modern women merely want to look up to and copy CEOs? Why the contradiction? Why only some equality? I tell the truth. Not here is equality. Generations of helpless women are being used as puppets in gender politics for dominance. And so, the biggest wave of MGTOW is here. Be warned. What do you guys think? Let's discuss this in the comments. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel.
Well, that's the end of the video. And it's true. This is why men are going their own way. We don't have the time or the patience to be dealing with women who think that they're better than men and don't need men because they bought into a bunch of bullshit ass lies that feminism has basically sold them on. We don't need that kind of nonsense in our society, honestly. But this is the bullshit lies that women were that they were sold on. This is what they were sold on. They bought into it, and now they're suffering the consequences of it. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got one more video to show you before I wrap this up. By the way, the link is in the description. Anybody else want to come up here? Well, it's kind of dead out here right now, but okay. Anybody else want to come up here, feel free to do so. I'll stay on here for another 10 minutes or so. Anybody can hit that link, come on up. Culture Invasion, shout out to you, my brother. We'll talk soon. But first, okay, before I bring up the next video, there's something else I want y'all to see. Okay, let's take that down. Okay, now for those of y'all that can't quite read this thing, I'm going to read it for you. But for those of y'all in the back that can't read it, I'm going to read it for you. It says, men are only capable of true love. Okay. Hypergamy goes both ways. Men look for looks in a woman, and women look for money and power in a man. Yet men are willing to settle down on looks for real love, while women will never settle down on money and power for love. And that's a true fact. That up top, that is a true fact. Because yes, men will date down in terms of looks, meaning they will date a female that's less attractive if she has the right attitude and right personality. I know I can vouch for myself because I myself will date a woman that's a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 over that 10 out of 10 chick with a messed up, stuck up, belligerent attitude. That's how I roll too. But women, on the other hand, I like they're just too good to settle for an average dude. They're just too good to settle down for the average dude, no matter how much money and power he has. They will never settle down on money and power for love. And then down here in the red, it says, billionaire men have infinite choices of hot females, yet they choose to marry average looking women because they have great personalities, trust, and a strong bond. Yes, this is true. You don't see a lot of rich men marrying other rich women. Why? Because those rich women are probably up to some shady bullshit. And second thing is, it's not about wealth for men. As men, we don't care about a woman's wealth and status. We care about her personality. This woman was trustworthy and has a strong personality, and they bonded together. So yeah, we will gladly take an average looking woman like that, but you still got to vet her. You still got to vet this chick. You still got to be careful who you choose. That will never change. You still have to be careful as far as who you choose, because even these average looking chicks can do a man dirty. This says men are willing to break free from their shallow animalistic traits to seek true love. In other words, once we find the one that we like, we're going to abandon our desires to just procreate with the whole damn planet worth of women and focus on that particular one that we truly, truly love. That's the way that goes. That's just the way that goes. That's how millionaire men function. Now, how do millionaire women function? On the far right, it says millionaire women have few choices of rich men, yet they only choose to marry rich men despite having great personality, trust, and strong bond. Wow. So they have few choices of rich men. So they don't have a lot of men on their level that want to deal with them. And they choose to only marry rich men despite having great personality, trust, and a strong bond. Women will never settle unless they're old or unattractive. No, they won't. When they're hot sexy in their 20s, they will never settle. When they hit that wall, 35, 36, that's when they start seeking out those good men and settling. Most of them are incapable of love. This is why celebrity marriages never last. Yep. Because these boss chicks, these women that are on top of the world or whatever, these females that are damn near doing the same thing men are doing, they're not looked at as mates. They're looked at it more so as equals. These millionaire women don't have choices like that, and they don't have choices in the same light. And women are not valued for their wealth and their status. No, we don't value women for those types of things. And most of them are incapable of showing love. That's the sad thing about it. Most of them don't even know how to show love because they sacrifice their femininity trying to climb the damn corporate ladder. It's mind-boggling, I tell you. But that's just a fact of the matter, fact of the whole thing. But anyways, okay, here we go. All right, one more video to show you guys before I wrap this up. We're almost at the 3-hour mark. So one more video and I'm wrapping this up for the night and give my final thoughts. But anyway, here we go. Wait, hold on. Yes, here we go. Fair use. Before we do, shout out to Manosphere. Shout out to the Manosphere. Let's get into this. Fair use, fair use. Just a second.
Why men are going their own way.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Yes, because soon as a man opens up to a woman and tells them like their deepest, darkest secrets, women tend to use that against men. And
yes, that is
correct. This is why you don't open up to women, because they will try to use that shit against you. Continue.
True. But if you ask, many women will say, no, I want an emotional man. That's not true.
That man worked 25, 30 years ago, but in this day and age, no, that just ain't happening. Fair use.
To open up to your friends, not to your girlfriend, not to your wife, because she can use that against you. She's totally right.
I don't know why. I'm a woman and I don't know why. I have a degree.
A degree in what?
And
Philosophy. I could go to grad school and become a lawyer if I wanted.
That's a good point. You could have become a very well-respected lawyer, had a good career. What do you think your kids are going to think when they said, oh, my mom had two options? They could have been a philosopher and a lawyer who made a lot of money, but they decided to be an online for 2 years. And then when they got ugly, now nobody wants to hire them anymore.
God damn, that kid was smoking. Wow. Ooh, that young buck was on fire. Ooh, my God. I'm sorry, I gotta hear that again. Bear with me, folks, but that kid was smoking the shit out of her.
Open up to your friends, not to your girlfriend, not to your wife, because she can use that against you. She's totally right.
I don't know why. I'm a woman and I don't know why.
By the way, anybody that's in the chat listening into this, the link is still in the description. There it is right there. Feel free to come up if you want to speak your piece on it. We're talking about the MGTOW philosophy and why men are going their own way. So feel free to chime in. And just in case no one got the link, I'll drop it one more time, because after this, I'm going to be wrapping up if nobody else comes up. There it is. Okay, let's continue. Let's watch this again. This was hilarious.
I have a degree.
A degree in what?
Philosophy. I could go to grad school and become a lawyer if I wanted.
That's a good point. You could have become a very well-respected lawyer, had a good career. What do you think your kids are going to think when they said, oh, my mom had two options? They could have been a philosopher and a lawyer who made a lot of money, but they decided to be an online for 2 years. And then when they got ugly, now nobody wants to hire them anymore because they ruined their name and their reputation.
Damn. That kid smoked the shit out of her. Much shout out to this young buck, whoever he was.
Just look at her face, guys. She got so roasted. Just look at her face. Oh my God. Her face says everything.
Yep.
You can see the disappointment in her eyes, and you can see that she hasn't thought this through. She hasn't thought about the consequences, because women just want that instant validation.
A wise man once told me, for every choice you make, you are choosing the consequences. Remember that. Yeah.
You guys might make a
whoever's in the back, come on up. The chat's open.
$1 million for 45 to 70 years of loneliness. $1 million is a house. They said they're okay. It's not worth it, dude. There's a lot of life to live. She gave up a 3-year marriage to go to Miami.
Yes, because the grass is greener. It's always greener on the other side, but it's not, guys. Believe me, it's not.
A 3-year marriage for Miami. She said, well, he didn't let me go to Miami. She threw away a 3-year marriage. You're making her cry.
Yeah, and
but I bet all her girlfriends said, yeah, queen, go, girl, do that. They encouraged her.
Yeah, the sisterhood is always going to encourage this bullshit ass behavior. Motherfuck. Okay. All right. Fair use.
And now that she thinks about the consequences, guys, and she realizes what she has done, now she starts crying.
I'm sorry, we just went through a lot and I don't know what else to do.
All right, well, I guess.
Sorry to make you cry, but it's the truth, damn it.
What's the lowest amount of money a man should spend on a wedding ring for you guys?
500 grand, okay?
500?
Rock on his finger.
500 grand.
Really?
On a ring. I don't know how much money would have to make to justify that amount. I don't care who that woman is. She can be Wonder Woman.
A rock, you hear that? I don't care if you're broken. Take your mama's life savings, take your life savings, take your grandma's life savings, and get me a rock.
You that desperate to get married, or you just care about showing off the goddamn rock? I'm gonna say it's the latter, really, because that's just nonsense.
You are making $100K a year. How much would you expect your man to make?
Equal or more.
Why?
Why?
Because when I look for a partner, I look for equal.
Equal partnership, not a mate. I get it.
Or if it's more, I'm not complaining, but it's got to be equal.
What do you think about this statement? My money is our money. Her money is hers.
I agree.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree.
You expect a man to protect and provide for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
If a man is expected to provide and protect, shouldn't he have some form of authority over his woman?
No, not at all.
Why?
What the fuck kind of shit is that? How do you protect what you can't control, goddammit? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense.
A relationship is 50-50.
Yeah, and so what's your point?
But it's not 50-50 if his money is our money and your money is yours.
Yeah, quick.
Okay, hold on.
Kids, can you see guys?
What do you think on feminism?
I don't support feminism.
Why not?
Because I think for a woman it's very important to be with.
You can see by her accent that she is not American. That's why she doesn't support it.
As a man, first of all, human is human. I was born and raised in a country where women love men and we respect them and we want to make our life happier, easier, and we love that. We love this feeling to make our men happy.
What country she said she was from?
Please tell me.
Country she said she was from.
Please tell me what country she was from. I don't know that. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like she's from Russia or something. I might be wrong, but she sounds Russian. I don't know about y'all, but to me that woman sounds pretty Russian, but it is what it is.
Somebody find out what country that chick is from, because I'm getting my passport this year. It's gotta happen.
I told my boyfriend, hey, you're deserving of love. And he cried so hard he got a nosebleed on my new dress.
Wow.
I'm not mad about the dress. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm mad about the fact that in his 18 years of life, no one, not a single person has told this man that he's deserving of love.
Sad, ain't it?
I know men that have gone through their entire life without hearing this. It's normal for men. You just have to man up. Everybody tells you that. And it's true. It's true.
Get the skills to
Have you ever cheated?
Yes. 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 Many times.
Wow.
I have. Yes.
Why?
Because we're bad bitches.
So no,
because you're bad
when
bitches.
you're in a relationship.
Typical. They're bad bitches. Then in that case, you better stay your little bad bitch ass single and stop getting in relationships you don't fucking belong in.
Sure.
Get married. You want it to be 50-50.
Yes.
However, during the initial courtship process,
Yes.
you want the guy to pay for everything.
Not necessarily pay for everything, but potentially.
Just take me on trips, just pay for the dinner, just plan for everything, just do everything. And then if I consider you deserving of my attention, then we can move forward. It's simple, guys.
Do a little bit more. I guess I'm just old school. I don't believe that. I think a man should be taking the woman out more.
So you want equality only when it benefits you.
That's exactly what they want.
Yes.
What do I keep telling you guys? They don't want equality, they want superiority. That's what they truly want. They don't care about equality, they care about equality only when it suits them.
I don't know what man needs to hear this, but stop taking care of that woman who is not treating you well, not appreciating you, not respecting you. You do not win in a...
Stop being a simp. Stop it.
Thank you.
Stop.
I'm
telling you guys, it doesn't matter if you give your time, your emotions, your everything to that woman. and she doesn't give the same back to you, you're a simp.
Finally, a woman that's speaking logic. Keep preaching, my sister. Or after this man, of course, but keep preaching.
Simp. What are you doing?
Award for sticking around. You do not win an award for saving her. And
you don't get an award for being the white knight.
Captain
You don't
Sabo.
get an award for being dragged to court and getting divorced and getting half your money stolen from you. Nobody gives you an award for that. So why are you doing it? I don't get it. Why? Stop being a simp.
You are doing is drowning yourself in the process.
Why are girls lying? Listen, I'm going to expose the women here. I'm sorry I have to do it. Women are talking shit to you guys. We do not sleep with somebody that we're not attracted to.
True.
We don't
I
care
could have
if you're
told you
nice.
that.
If the sexy guy is sleeping on his mom's couch and he's got game and he's sexy, a woman will sleep with him.
Yep. So you could live with your mama and but still have game enough to actually get some of these women. I've always known that, but I know the back of my mind, I ain't got that kind of game. So I say, fuck it. I can't get no chick on living with my mama house. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
She won't friend zone him. But she'll friend zone a nut.
I told you that during the live, guys. It doesn't matter. The first thing you need to have to attract a woman is how you look. I don't care if it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter about anything. You can't go up to that woman and talk to her if she doesn't like how you look. The rest doesn't matter. She doesn't need to know how much money you have. She doesn't need to know how you're dressed. It doesn't matter. If you're a nice guy, it doesn't matter. Those goals all go out the drain. If you go to a woman and start talking to her, if she doesn't like how you look, it doesn't matter.
Nice guy who does all the right things and she's not sexually attracted to you. She'll take your money, she'll take your time, and then she'll tell you goodbye. Women will do that. So make sure they're attracted to you.
So single men, why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
Okay, number one, Me Too happened. Number two, y'all don't need us for shit. And number three, we're just fed up with the bullshit. Does that answer the question?
How you doing? You are gorgeous.
Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Especially in the West.
What's up?
This is our first date on. This is a first date in 2023.
Yes.
Do you live alone or with your parents?
I live by myself.
So you ain't got no roommates?
No roommates or anything.
Okay, good. Because I can't be wasting my time with anyone less than a boss. Period.
I respect that. Definitely. What about you?
Less than a boss.
I mean, I just started my OnlyFans, so it's about to be up. It's getting there.
Okay. Well, you live with your parents?
I mean, I live with a couple friends, but
friends.
I'm about to be up, so it's getting there.
Okay. How's your credit at least? How you gonna get you on the spot? You got good credit?
My dad about to help me with that, but it's getting there.
You're getting out. You're getting out. You talking about all this value stuff? You can't even value something, man. I'm looking at everything.
Guys,
damn. Now I get it. You want a man that's doing better than you, but seriously, sweetheart, you talk all this bullshit about being independent. You can barely measure up to what this guy got. Own house, own car, own crib, the whole thing. And you living in a home with friends. Credit is not where it needs to be. Why demand shit from a man that you can't even measure up to? Honestly. But anyway, fair use.
I don't know if this is a skit, but this is how you should treat women like her. Don't be a simp.
The heck?
Tell me your biggest secret.
I'm cheating on my boyfriend. There's like 5 other
Oh
guys.
my God.
That's how he does.
Only 5.
5.
He doesn't know.
I have another account.
But why not just break up with your boyfriend?
So.
I don't get how women.
How the fuck do you love somebody that you're currently cheating on? Make it make sense, goddammit. Make it make sense.
Can hide this from you guys. How? My fingerprint unlocks my girlfriend's phone. I can check her phone whenever I want. How does this happen? I don't get it.
I don't either. It makes me question everything. Like what?
You've been a guy for 10 years, and this new guy comes in 10 days. That doesn't match. It doesn't equate. So you're saying, well, he makes me feel beautiful. But the guy's been with me 10 years. He's been cleaning up after you, paying for you. So you're comparing the old guy to the new guy, and that's why you feel the butterflies. And I'll tell you right now, new guy, 10 years down the line, he's going to treat you the same way 10 years in. They don't want to hear that because they can't think that far.
Your last breakup.
True that.
Yes.
They want that instant validation. They don't care about the future. That's why you see so many baby mamas out there. They're getting it all wrong. Instead of first getting married, they first have a kid. And then they try to get married with that guy. And of course, it doesn't work. Most of the time, it doesn't work.
So boring me.
They were boring you.
Yeah.
What made them boring?
You know when they're just like really nice all the time and they just do whatever you want?
So like a yes man.
What do I keep telling you guys? Stop being the nice guy. Women don't like nice guys. They don't.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Was he supportive?
Yeah.
And he was there for you?
Yeah.
Was he loyal?
Yeah.
Is that what matters?
Yeah, but I don't want to be bored in a relationship.
You don't want to be bored?
I'm not fully into it.
Women.
But I'm saying, I think you're wrong too.
Man comes home from a 13-hour shift and his wife offered him bite for pizza slice for dinner. What? How can this happen? I don't get it.
But I'm saying I can't.
It's his fault.
To what?
It's his fault, guys. How can
marry?
you marry a woman like that? How?
What we married for? What we married for? I just pulled 13.
Okay, I get it. So instead of cooking for him, she offered him a slice of pizza. Seriously? Okay, pizza here and there is not so bad, but come on. You're the wife, damn it. You have to cook for this man. Don't just offer him junk food every time he just come home. And this man worked a 13-hour shift. God damn, that's more than I could ever do. He worked more hours than I. He got more juice than me. I can tell you that much. And all he gets is a slice of pizza instead of a full fucking dinner. Why did you marry this man? And dude, why did you marry this chick knowing she wasn't qualified to be a wife? Seriously. We gotta do better, my brothers. We got to do fucking better. Vet each other properly so this bullshit doesn't happen.
Oh shit. I just knew I was gonna come home and have some food on the goddamn stove. And then you playing, man. You been doing for like 2 or 3 months, man. What is it? You don't pay no goddamn bill. I pay the car note, the house notes, family trips, I pay for.
And she can't even make you something to eat or order you something. I get it. Not all women know how to cook in the West. Order something. You know he's coming home. Get something to eat when he comes home.
He can't even get a quality meal for doing quality.
It's not hard.
He can't even get a quality meal for doing quality work. Ain't that some bullshit?
Hard. I'm speechless, guys. I'm speechless.
I am too.
Yes. You know what? I don't protect you. I don't protect that. What? I can't get no food in the house. Oh.
Bad. I was with my boyfriend. Last year I started talking to this guy in the van. Ended up visiting him. Like I drove to LA, spent 3 days with him.
Wow.
Said, like, with your boyfriend to LA. It was like went on a Friday. That Monday I rode with my boyfriend. So I was with for 5.5 years. Oh wow. Yeah.
For the guy?
Why? Broke it up with some dude that's in a band.
And the band, good guys do not finish first, it turns out. Was he a great guy?
Oh, the band guy? Awesome.
No, the first guy.
Oh, he was such a good guy.
And you left him for this piece of
You left them for this piece of shit? Good question.
The band guy probably was not going
Fresh
to
and
work
Fit
out.
will write about everything. God.
39, how many children do you have?
3. And 3 baby daddies and they all gang bang.
Wait. You got 3 kids, probably 3 baby. You got 3 baby daddies, and they all gang banging. You can't make this shit up.
So what do you want as an outcome?
3 children with 3 baby daddies.
And they all gang
And
bang.
I'm sure, I'm 100% sure she wants now to find Prince Charming. A nice guy that would treat her right. I'm sure about it.
I want somebody that's loyal. It's really hard to find loyalty nowadays.
Hold on. Husband?
I want a husband. I want to get married, have kids.
Hold on. You're 39 with 3.
You got kids by 3 men that are gang banging. Who the fuck want to marry you?
Children.
Yes.
You already have kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if he ain't got none?
The delusion is so high, guys. It's so high.
You want more children.
Of course I do. I really want 6.
6.
Is there wrong with that?
What do you do for that?
Your math is wrong. You're 39. Your math is way off.
At 39, you can't have no more kids. I'm sorry, unless it's a high-risk pregnancy. Blah.
I get EDD.
I don't know what that is.
ED.
Unemployment.
Unemployment. Really?
Unemployed mother extreme with 3 baby daddies. You talking about you can't find a man?
Yes. I want somebody
I wonder why.
that's gonna help me.
Yeah, help you. That's what she wants. A helpmate.
Oh my God. She's angry. The guy with the Lamborghini doesn't want to marry her. Why? What's wrong with me? I only have three kids with 3 baby daddies. What's wrong with me? And I'm
How about the 3 kids? And the fact that they come from gangbangers?
Like, you don't think that I could
Let's
get that?
talk Jesus.
Any conspiracy theories that you've heard, like, or seen on the internet that you think that could be true?
That goes on Louis.
Yep, that's a conspiracy theory.
What's the difference between a creep and a non-creep?
Yeah, the creep is not attractive.
Yeah.
Yep, that's figured.
Yeah.
Exactly.
what I told you before.
The creep is unattractive. The creep is the guy that's unattractive.
If you go up to her, she can label you as a creep.
Just because of the way you fucking look.
Exactly. Even though the guy could be doing the exact same behavior.
Yes. Yep. And it would be, wholeheartedly acceptable if she was attracted to him.
You cook.
No. Is that a problem? I can do other things.
Yeah.
It's a problem if I'm trying to get
like
married.
A dragon with my hands, like that. See that? It's a dragon.
What if I wanted a woman just to have sex with? Would that be offensive?
You an extrovert or an introvert?
You lost me.
I hope this is a skit. But
please tell me.
Not a skit. My God, the world is doomed. I swear to you guys, the world is doomed.
So check that.
It was scary, wasn't it? It was scary.
So scary.
You always like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
These boys now, that
man, oh man, the girl talking about she got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies. That's the one that's what killed me right there. I'm thinking to myself, the price ain't right. The price ain't right. Oh my God. Well, that's the end of it right there. This was an interesting stream. Shout out to my boy Kip, aka the Culture Invasion, for stopping by and giving his 2 cents on social media ruining the dating market and his thoughts on MGTOW. He was very insightful indeed. Now I'm going to wrap it up with my final thoughts. My final thoughts are this: social media has really affected our dating market, and not for the better. We rather spend time on social media and spend time talking to actual people. And granted, I use social media myself a lot, but I still go out there and actually meet people in the outside world. And even if I don't meet people in the outside world, that's because I've given into this new age of doing things. Social media, that's the way it is nowadays. I don't like it, but that's just the way it goes now. So it's more about me adapting and overcoming. If I'd rather be on social media than trying to talk to an actual woman in public. Adapting and overcoming to the new world order of doing things. I don't like it, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But yeah, we need to get back to what really works. We need to find the balance between, being on social media as well as entertaining our families, entertaining our friends. Hell, let's use social media to bring people together. Do some YouTube channels together. If a married couple can probably do a podcast or a stream or a workout channel together, that's social media being used right. You at a bar together or a club and y'all want to watch something on your phones together, that's a good way to use it. But to use it as a substitution for meeting people and a distraction, that's a problem. That's not going to cut it. I'm afraid that's just not going to cut it. So yeah, I say, yeah, we got to do better, people. We honestly have to do better. Because all this stuff about this is the new world order of dating, it's just not going to cut it. So we need to find a balance between using social media and actually meeting people in a conventional sense, because no longer are average to below average looking men allowed to be, assertive when it comes to approaching women. If you're that average looking dude, you got to just stay in the background and let the world pass, let all the women pass you by, because you may get falsely accused of some bullshit. It sucks ass, but that's just the way that goes. And as far as MGTOW is concerned, again, I was probably MGTOW if I knew what the hell that was. The philosophy that involves men not so putting dating aside and giving up on the whole prospect of possibly getting married and focusing only on themselves, their goals, their drives, and ambitions, and try to be the best versions of themselves. It goes hand in hand with the red pill stuff, and it opposes all the blue pill bullshit. To me, MGTOW is about self-improvement. It's about focusing on yourself. It's about validating yourself and not validating women. Stop making women the top priority. I understand you want to get married. I understand you want to do right by God, but you're not going to do right by God looking desperate, but looking like you just need somebody. I need a woman. I got to have somebody. You're not going to do yourself any justice marrying a 304 that's for the streets, only for her to cheat on your ass. So that's why I have to put the blame on the men. Men control access to marriage. So if we get fucked over, then that's just it. Women control access to sex. So if they fuck with a nigga and he get her pregnant, that's on her and him. Mainly her, because she allowed this to transpire. So yes, we gotta do better. Now MGTOW has become a full movement where men are just avoiding women in the streets, avoiding women at work, avoiding women in any situation where they're liable to get themselves into a whole heap of trouble. That's just that's just the way it's gone nowadays. And it sucks, but that's just the way it is. So that's my final take on this whole MGTOW on social media and how it's really screwed up the dating market, and my thoughts on MGTOW. Now, do I support MGTOW to a degree? Yes, but it does have some flaws. They say work on yourself and women will come straight to you. I don't believe in that 100%, because I'm not finna sit up here and say a woman just gonna come to a man. A woman just gonna come to a man just because his life is in order. No, you still gotta kind of put in that work to try to get this woman coming. To try to get this woman, excuse me, to get this woman interested in you. Yeah, you're not guaranteed anything no matter what. So you still got to try to put in that extra work, Ain't nothing just going to come to you easy. Yes, self-improve, but that doesn't mean that a woman is just going to slide into your lap just because you've taken the steps to improve yourself. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. And yeah, those are my final thoughts on this whole. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. This was a wonderful show. Once again, shout out to my homeboy Culture Invasion. Glad you stopped by. Shout out to Culture Invasion. Glad he stopped by. Shout out to Cinta Cole. Very unpredictable. Always at her Pentacle. Shout out to Killer Swag. Get that bag. He don't be caring about them price tags. And final shout out goes to Culture. You're fierce like a vulture. You got the hunting skills of a poacher. I just made that one up for you, buddy. Just made that one up. Just made that one up for you. Anyways, everybody, the name's Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM. And you know what I do, giving you the truth, straight out the booth, headed out the park like Babe Ruth. So that's what I do. Well, take care, y'all. Deuces!
Let's go. Yeah, I said I got this, I'm on it. Give me 5 years and I got what I wanted. I'ma go ahead and finish all that I started. I'ma go ahead and get it all uncharted. I can make this place go off like a rocket. I can give a fuck if you hate it or you love it. I don't do this shit cause I think that you run it. I just do this shit cause I know that I want it. I could give a fuck if I died today. If I'ma go out, it's my fucking way. At least I'll go out with some pride to my name. With the fight that I play, that's my fucking way, home. Y'all can sit back and think you heard the best of me. I can guarantee that you haven't seen the rest of me. I can guarantee that this shit's gonna be my destiny. And I will never sleep till I make it, then I'll rest in peace. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up. Let's go. Yeah, I said I got this, I'm on it. Give me 5 years and I got what I wanted. I'ma go ahead and finish all that I started. I'ma go ahead and get it all uncharted. I can make this place go off like a rocket. I can give a fuck if you hate it or you love it. I don't do this shit cause I think that you run it. I just do this shit cause I know that I want it. I could give a fuck if I died today. If I'ma go out, it's my fucking way. At least I'll go out with some pride to my name. With the fight that I play, that's my fucking way, home. Y'all can sit back and think you heard the best of me. I can guarantee that you haven't seen the rest of me. I can guarantee that this shit's gonna be my destiny. And I will never sleep till I make it, then I'll rest in peace. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.